have to go ask my mom if anything. Gotta call her up. Sorry, what are we supposed to be doing here? You can jump on these, but I can't.
Wait, yeah, I think that's it. Hang on. 2 seconds.
Oh, right there, look.
Yeah,
no, you're good, sorry.
My YouTube is fucking up now.
I'll
there
go ask your mom.
Right.
Leave her alone.
We're good, let's go. Right.
Right here, this thing?
Yep. I can have to do it.
Timber! Woohoo! Timber. Timber shit. That old shit. Timber shit.
Wait, I've got something.
Skip on. Skip on. That old shit. What a goated game. You know what game that's from?
No.
Timber shit. You don't know what that's from? You're uncultured, bro. What the hell?
Do you recognize anything yet? The genre?
No, it is, because I was given that on,
Same here.
my birthday. What you know?
Let's pray we can fight back somehow.
Oh, shit. Mochi, stop. I've got a water park. What's yours?
There's even glitches anymore.
Mine's
I kind of like both here. I like both
our
here.
only defense against raiders so far.
What's that in the
What you know?
distance?
My thoughts
I've got castle in the
exactly.
distance. What do you got? Is Rainsdon muted again?
No, you're good. You're good.
Can't hear Rainsdon. Alright.
No, he
Can I
can
dodge?
hear. He can hear.
Yo, Ale8888. Thank you for becoming the 550th follower.
Wait, what are we doing here? But you've got eel. Look at the plant you've got. Yeah, what the fuck? Mochi, stop. You're gonna
Be
go.
careful.
You don't get eaten, dude. So what am I supposed to do here, over here? That's a little bit of tomfoolery.
Can I go in here?
Time to lurk. You're good, sir. Oh, I could bite you. Look.
Hey, don't eat me. I didn't know it would do that.
Stand in the way of
Sorry.
something. In the way of, Go behind the waterfall.
Can't. That's right.
Dash out of the way. Ready? 3, 2, 1, dash. Okay, that's exactly what we have to do. We just, in terms of what we have to do with this.
What's on the other side?
The plants on the side. Look at my screen. See those two things? Oh, the wires. See the wires?
Oh, it's like
Yeah,
the
there you
flowers
go.
for me.
There, yeah. Ready?
Yeah,
3,
go.
2, 1, dash.
Huh,
Nice.
plants eating flowers. So
was
the
it on the inside?
carnivore plant is a vegetarian?
There's one over here. There's one over here.
3.
Ow.
Oh. Oh, you have to jump over it, and I have to do it at the same time.
Yeah. Right, you ready?
Ready to start jump? I'll do it. Just go.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I think that did the trick. Does this make any sense to you?
Surtur, thank you, sir,
Luckily
for the
it
7
does on
months.
my side.
Split fiction, but instead of Tobias and Rainsdon, it's Mochi and Ivar playing.
Mochi.
He would clear it faster.
Listen, my Mochi is smart. Mochi would be the brawn. He'd have the heart. Your cat's probably a little bit smarter, but you don't fuck with Mochi.
Yeah.
He would lead the charge.
I think Ivar would be smart enough not to realize not to waste his time, so he just wouldn't get involved.
Mochi's the goat. Hi, Mochi. Yeah, all animals deserve to be loved. All humans,
True.
I mean, maybe different. We'll
I've
see.
got to admit though, these frogs are cute.
What you know?
Focus. Get on the platform. Where?
What you know?
Platform? Where? There's a platform. Is it? There's a platform, Tobias.
Mochi, no. These things?
Bugs?
Platform.
Oh wait, hang on a minute.
Oh
There's
my
things
God,
next to you.
Mochi.
There's things next to you. Hang on. Turn
Where?
around. Yeah. Wait. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. There's little squares on the
Oh.
floor. Yeah. Those. No. The glass ones. Hang on. Where am I? Where am I on your screen?
This thing. Come here.
Yeah.
Stand on the other one on the left. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to find. This one. Yeah.
Yeah. Love your animal.
Let me handle this one.
Drag it
No,
over.
No, Zoe, no! What? How do you... Never mind.
Oh, it's water.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Go in the water and drag it. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It's The Last of Us. This is literally The Last of Us.
You trigger in chat. Don't trigger chat.
It's a great game. Dude, The Last of Us Part 2, goated. Go through.
This is seriously messing with my brain.
Now we just wait to go up.
The machine is on top form.
Wait, no, stop backing up. God, oh, shit. How many fucking... Look at all the frogs you've got. Look at electro mice.
Got a big cannon over here. Me too,
Jeez.
but I can't reach mine. Oh,
Yeah.
look around.
So where's your cannon?
Can you... I don't know. Can you shoot the fire? See this
The
fire?
fish. The fish.
Oh, the fire.
No, I'm supposed to blow up the fish. Look. Look up. Look up at the fish.
Oh, yeah, I see.
The blue fish is probably water.
Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Oh, I know. Yeah, there's someone here.
Okay. But you fill it with water.
Oh, yeah, I fill it with water.
With the blue one.
Wait.
No, what are you doing?
It's on timer. It's on timer. There you go.
Okay, now look at the door. Look at the door.
There you go.
Wait, look, wait.
Oh, you need me to look at the door. Right. Yeah, okay, right. Okay, so they don't actually show up on your side. Right, okay, hang on. Wait. Come on. Not fill the water. No.
No, it didn't work. Go. But you are dense.
Right. I can't be held responsible for the game mechanic. Oh, there we go.
Hey, look,
Right.
hurry.
There we go. Right. So you have the time on my screen. Wrong one. No,
Wait,
no,
what?
fire. No. Don't miss it.
Oh,
Right.
I looked at the wrong one. Shit. Go again.
Okay.
Now look.
Yeah.
It's that yellow one on your screen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That
the
one?
yellow one. Yeah, yellow. No.
Sir.
There we
Fire
go.
extinguished.
Genius,
Sure.
baby Moch. Mochi decided that one. He was smart. Mochi. But how do I get up?
Oh, shit!
Oh,
I wonder what Raider is cooking.
Yeah,
vent.
being awfully quiet.
Still, no glitch in sight.
He's doing meth.
Now that's a trippy view.
Yeah, that's
Otherworldly.
that's messing with my mind, man. Right.
Huh.
One sec. Oh, we're good. Okay.
Wait, you don't be weird, trippy. You go on my side.
What the
Oh
fuck?
yeah.
That's great. Look at that. Oh my god.
Well, no, I think you have to go on my side. Anyway, yeah.
That is cinema. That is cinema. That's crazy.
Go on
Look
my
at
side,
this.
quickly. Yeah.
I'm aware.
Do you hear that? Oh boy.
Oh my god, there he is.
Now witness the power of a god.
Imagination.
Ah! Get
This
over
is
to
look
my
at this. You
side!
can seamlessly do it. Go left.
Yeah.
Did he just throw a bloody plane at us? This
A
is gonna
bloody
get ugly.
plane in it, brave. Eh?
Got a license, not play.
Here we
Mochi
go.
now. I keep thinking I'm stuck on one side, but I'm not.
Helicopter incoming.
Holy shit. Oh god. Where am I?
Oh, triple
Left. Dude, there's a... Ah! Holy shit.
It's a TV license all box, mate.
Hold on.
What a broomstick, mate.
Of course it's fire breathing.
That's crazy. Harry Potter in it, proof. Harry Potter. This is what good shrooms feel like. And lag. Mochi, no.
My rules.
Mochi, you're gonna go. You're gonna go. Mistress of the British, the British sire. The British. Pause. Hang on. This dog is being a menace. Come on, Mochi. Go. Go. Mochi, go. Mochi, go. He's taking my seat. He's taking my seat. All right, let's go. It's all right. We're good.
Do you think you can destroy my machine?
My machine.
Right, it's just spawn kill.
He's invincible. It's the show.
Get ready, Zoe!
Oh my god, go down.
I can't let you ruin what I've built.
End this madness, Raider!
This ends when you yield
Oh,
or
it's
die.
final boss time.
You think it's the final boss? This is the beginning of the game.
Just stand still.
It's the tutorial finally over.
The elements bend to me.
Corpo scum. What do we do against this guy? Survive?
I'm sure kills it. Fucking hell.
It's got airplanes.
Not a shattered glitch!
Oh look.
I got a charge!
That's enough running in the wind.
The glitch is forming!
There's one in the middle here.
Fuck.
Hurry, hurry!
Oh my god, mash it, mash it.
I order you to stop.
He didn't like
Oh my
that!
god.
Head back for the glitch!
I won't let 20 years of my life be ruined by you two.
Imagine creating AI for 20 years just to steal other people's ideas.
You'd be a very rich person, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man.
That
Oh,
was
the
goddamn
minigun.
Gatling gun.
You got a minigun. What do you have? Oh,
Oh, that's it.
Load!
pussy.
We can fight back!
Nah.
Why
This is the
won't you
Terminator.
stop?
You bastard. The Governator. Finally, some good fucking bullets. A nice gun. Jesus. That is tough. Oh my god.
That is pretty tough. I think you have
That
to
is
stop.
CGT. I think
Yeah,
you have to do it early.
You have to stop choosing.
Do you know how
You
much
bloody
I've
bastard.
sacrificed?
Keep at it, Zoe!
No, it's not that bad. Stay away from me and go left.
My machine is more important than you.
Just mash the dash key. My AI is more important than your lives. You're creatively bankrupt. Your soul is nothing left but corporate dribble.
Insects.
Taking down the machine.
I always went against the current.
Phase 1.
Did we get him? I don't
Phase
know.
1 of 5, 10.
I rise,
20.
you fall.
That's a Transformers reference. Transformers 2, if anyone remembers that.
You with me?
I do
Yeah,
not.
still here.
When Optimus
my
Prime,
God.
It's when Optimus Prime pulls the head
But if
off the
you're
pole.
there,
Look at this shit.
and
Oh
I'm
my
here,
god.
how does this make sense?
I see you.
Like fucking eyeballs, dude.
There!
No escape.
Right, well,
I keep trying to take yours.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, we have to take it in turns of who goes first.
Hang on. There you go.
Push!
Look at this. We're trying to blur the lines of reality. Back to normal.
Will we ever escape? We have to!
Split fiction. Oh shit, what?
That's blocked me, so I have to go this way.
Oh my god, look at that.
Dude, this is not pretty, man.
This is crazy.
What is this? Right. Mine's okay. Okay. Round 5. Okay, so now I jump over. Yep.
Easy now, little shells. You're mine.
Fuck. Your eyes are just, it's
Yeah,
just trippy.
So, yeah, I meant to jump on the obstacles, you're meant to avoid them.
This is seriously tripping me out.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
My senses are being
How the fuck did they even make this?
As I said,
Look at
they
this,
probably...
oh my god.
Disintegrate into the digital void.
Climb!
Oh, fuck.
You're sinking, Black Lung. Keep up, cowpoke. Here it is, the rift.
Hold it.
I already told you, stop pursuing the glitches!
No! Listen, we need to get the glitches. We gotta save the world. The creative people must flourish.
This is crazy! On your feet!
Oh my god, where are we
We're
now?
so close! There's gotta be another glitch around.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Ugh.
Oh my god. Stay out of it. Wait, what?
Okay.
I
Oh
hate
my...
glitch running.
What
What
is
is this
this?
game? That's crazy.
What is this?
Holy shit. Whatever you do, don't fall out.
I reign supreme!
The gloop. There are different things. Magma, fish, grinders, the void. Look at that. There we go.
How is he doing this? Strap in, Zoe!
Holy shit. This is like a Mario Party game. This is exactly what that reminds me of. It's like the cooped out Fent dream of a Mario Party game.
Damn. Who?
It has a bit of a Pixar movie vibe, yeah.
Please,
VR, thank you, buddy.
What the hell is this place? Holy shit!
Really think you can get away with this? You will burn! I'm a god here. Meet your maker.
So, how do we whoop his ass? Oh, get the glitches, get the glitches in the middle.
I'll bask in your twilight.
Ah, I'm on fire!
Oh shit.
Go! Bring
These
it on!
swords. Ah, you son of a bitch.
Okay, right back!
What the fuck? It's like a... Oh, is that the Moonlight Greatsword? Wait, we've got the Moonlight Greatsword. What the fuck?
He's got
You wouldn't get it. You never played Peak.
You've got a... You've got sight,
It's the
right?
moonlight.
Why be a man
Look at this.
when you can be a god?
Are we even hurting him? I think we are. He's Poseidon. Corpo Poseidon. He's gonna drag us down into the depths of despair.
My universe is limitless.
The depths of morally bankrupt AI ideas. God. He's gonna be an alien.
You just falcon punches?
I think so.
Hey, Zoe! Down here! Whoa! How did you get in there? I don't know! Get me out! Okay?
Good luck, sir. I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't stress!
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm on
Whoa, okay.
What the fuck? Stomp? Stomp on the button?
it! Keep stopping!
Wait, am I on the
What
street?
the-
Wait.
You're on the
Yeah.
screen. I'm in the game. You're on the screen. Stomp.
Yeah, okay.
This is so cooked. Oh my god.
What,
This is going
what is
haywire.
this? You know, what I
Stomp on the bottom. Stomp.
hang on. But
Good on.
a touch that I like is that this looks like the old CRT TVs. You know, when you press the screen?
It kind of does, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Anyone of the age of 24 will never get what I just said. So.
Do you see an
Oh my god. Well, I'm dead.
a little help, Zoe? Leave it to me.
Stomp on him.
Stay out of harm's way. Just keep going.
Whoops. Okay, we have to do this properly.
Yeah. I say, well, you have to do this properly.
A little help,
Yeah, go.
Zoe? Leave it to me. Focus! Keeping it cool.
I don't think you have to get all of them, just enough.
I know,
Oh,
I
shit.
know.
Yeah, you don't have to get all of them.
I think you're in the clear.
This is
It's breaking through the fourth wall.
Can't see your follow channels. That's a Twitch side issue. Lucky.
Zoe! Mio! Can you hear me?
Oh, look, you're on the screen.
What the hell is this?
Oh,
Now it's my turn. What the fuck? Oh my god, now I have to balance this look.
Yo, this
I'll get
tripped
you
my
out.
eyes out. This tripped my eyes
Goodbye.
out. Alright, hang on a minute. Yeah, this is freaky as fuck.
Okay, get on, get up.
Yeah. Okay, rotate right. Yeah, rotate right. Good, go the other way. Go the other way. Go the other way. Because you're essentially controlling gravity as well.
Just go. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know. Nice.
Are you okay down there? Yeah.
But just wait, you gotta wait.
Oh, it's pendulum.
You gotta wait a little bit.
Making me dizzy.
When I died in mine, they reset it. Fucking scam. They knew I was challenger level. They never want to make things easy for me. I'm too goated.
Go fast! Go fast!
This is crazy. I've never played. Is this like Paper
More can this
Mario?
simulation
I feel like
handle?
the stuff Nintendo's done with like platforming is probably reminiscent of this. Like I get Mario Party vibes, honestly.
I'm tilting my head just so I can actually see what I'm doing.
That's fucked.
Let me raise this with you inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring the wheel back, bring the wheel back, bring the wheel back, bring the wheel back.
Shit. You're good. Go.
He's back.
Stop!
Rip. You gotta do something here. Oh, there we go. Go.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's something way.
He's back.
Wait.
Oh, wait, to the way. That's all. Totally wait, wait, wait. Yeah, so you have to go back and forth. You have to go back and
No,
forth.
I know. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Stop!
There's a glitch above you.
Wait.
Go left. There you go. Married couple.
Surprise!
He's back.
Watch
This guy's a
as I
wanker.
kill you
Actual
with your
teamwork.
own creations.
Right, we created it. That is true. What if we have to fight the dragon? I wouldn't be surprised if so. What's that? Oh, it's the fucking garage bot. Oh my god. Imagine animating this. Holy shit. This is fucking cracked.
What's that? Gave the butt. I just gave
Reaching into that butthole. Oh my
Whoa,
god.
hold up, hang on a minute. What's he doing now?
He's yoinking his serpent.
Oh, that's the thing.
That's all corpos know what to do. They just know how to yoink their beast.
The glitch is ready. Let's
Double-handing them. Letting it spew toxic ooze.
This'll do the trick. Take
What
it.
is
Oh,
that?
it's the Gary Spot gun.
Oh, is that a Gary's mod gun?
Yeah.
I got no clue what that is.
I can't remember what it's called, but pretty sure
Oh,
it's
it's the
Gary.
truck.
Post closed.
Pub's closed in it, bro.
Pitch looking lovely today, lads.
Stop. Oh.
You killed the thing.
Kill the bot in the middle. Fuck.
No.
We gotta kill the bot in the middle.
Yep.
If you hold down the shoot, by the way, you can't move if you're shooting. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
jump. It's, you know what that is? That's like a barrel of monkeys, except it's a barrel of trolls. Middle.
Yep.
Just stop firing. Yeah, when you got jump.
Scaling up trauma.
Scaling up the trauma. Keep shooting him.
Yeah.
All treasures are
Oh my god, it's the turtle.
This asshole again.
Oh, was it his origin?
Oh, I know. But I don't know.
Shit.
Oh, that was
Alive?
close. That was close. I died as you spawned.
Overclocking machinery. Don't do this to me.
Fuck. Live. God bless. Am I playing this game with emoji?
Now's our chance!
Of course, the British.
This is not happening. What's going on?
He's falling through reality. Ow! My God.
Oh, it's like we're playing the game again.
Help me, somebody. Stop this. You understand nothing.
We're actually going through all the levels again.
Yeah, look at that. Is this Smash? This looks like Smash.
Looks like a Smash level, yeah.
Now it's a fighting game.
Enough.
Watch.
Enough already. This is my creation, my dream, and no one, not you or you, will stand in my way.
Get ready to flank him, Zoe!
My God, this is just like. Look at this. What the fucking cinema?
Jesus.
Keep pushing. Use your weak British muscles. Use those twigs. Holy shit. Crush him. Well, flatten like a pancake, so feed him to Mochi.
Damn.
We made it out of the machine.
You okay?
But what if we didn't? What if this is still in the machine? What if this is some sort of like bait
Inception.
and switch?
Yeah, Inception style Matrix.
My machine.
Morally
My
bankrupt
life's
scum.
work.
His life's work was to steal work.
You ruined.
How can you sleep at night knowing that?
Oh, shut up. Yeah.
Damn right.
Save it for the biography. Hey, let's get the hell out of here.
Which he'll steal.
Absolutely.
Police! Arrest this man! Expose him on Twitter.
Wonder why we didn't interact
All
with
the furry artists, he's stealing work.
the other dudes.
Let him drown in comments. And DMs.
Wait till Twitter hears about this one.
Well, this will be a day to remember.
Why? What do you mean? Hey, you know what? We should write a book about all of this.
Huh. Yeah, maybe we should.
Oh my God. I thought it was the SWAT team. It's fire. Police, police, get in there. Arrest
Wait.
this man.
We should write a book about this. That's the
Write a
EA.
book about it.
That's the EA logo.
Is it?
Yeah, the E and the A are from the EA logo.
Look at that. We burned down the corporation. That's exactly what this is. Corporate scum losing the true creativity.
Oh, sweet. This is your grave. Your dad's grave.
Hudson. Hudson.
Never was comfortable in these type of clothes. They're so impractical.
It's a release party, not a heist.
Look what I picked up. First
Oh my
one out
God.
of the printer.
What the hell?
That's the actual. Wait, this is some weird.
Yeah, that's the cover of the game. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
it is. Yeah.
That's cool.
Look, Dad. I got published.
That's awesome.
How are you?
I'm good. He's proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you too, Spice.
I'm not proud of you.
You
our
should
Denounce
book
your
is
British and
brilliant.
Fucking
your
hard
British
carry.
citizenship.
How brilliant.
Holy
maybe.
hard carry.
Listen, it's a joint effort. I was
we?
player one. Player one usually does
The
more
main
work.
guests can't be late to their own release party.
I was Mario, you're Luigi.
That's fine.
Okay? Just saying.
Wish us luck.
You're a good man, Rainsdon. I know.
I know.
I couldn't have done it without you, sir.
Still, though, I can't believe we named it Split Fiction.
But wasn't that your suggestion?
As a working title, not the official title.
Split fiction works pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Split fiction. It sounds cool.
I guess.
Fucking breaking the fourth
So,
wall.
How do you think our book will be received?
My gut feeling tells me we're gonna be alright.
All right or great?
Does it matter? At least we've got each other. Best friends forever!
Best
Sometimes I
friends.
forget how cheesy you are.
Oh, come on. Bestie.
Who even says bestie?
I do.
And little kids.
Oh, I can live with that.
I'm not surprised.
You know, you can say it too.
No.
You know you want to.
Stop it.
Just embrace your inner kid.
Fine. You're my bestie, alright? Happy now.
2,000-word essay written on stream on how good the game was.
Yeah.
That's a lot of words. He escaped again?
Damn. It's over.
What was he eating?
It's muted for me because I think it might be. It might be.
It is muted for me too.
Yeah.
Sorry, give me one second. Sorry, 1 sec. I'll be back.
no worries.
1 sec. Mochi's bad.
I'm pretty sure you can still hear me. I'm gonna say all the game references that there was in this game. There's Dark Souls and Elden Ring, Assassin's Creed, Akira, Donkey Kong, Sonic the Hedgehog, SXX Tricky, Metal Gear Solid, Dead Space, Sailor Moon, Zelda twice, 2 different games by the looks of it. A Way Out and It Takes Two, Metroid, Portal, Peppa Pig, Cuphead, Contra, Kirby, Mario, Spyro, Halo, and Inside. What else? There's loads of other Easter eggs. It's just giving us a complete. Oh, there's Dune, Mario Kart, as well as other like movie references. Yeah, Transformers, Batman, and loads of other. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot of shit in here. Wait, am I muted? Wait, am I muted? I can't be muted. Yes, Tobias muted me.
No, I was muted myself.
Oh.
Mochi, you're bad. Mochi. Oh my god. Sorry, Mochi was very, very bad. The craziest reference I got was probably Dead Space. Dead Space to me was like, well, the second I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? That's dope as shit. I mean, the Contra one, what the Cuphead was like the space battle one, right?
Yeah. So
not the space battle, the plane one.
Yeah. Well, they're the main references. There's loads of other Easter eggs in this game. Apparently, there's over 30. There's over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So there's 26 references to games like for gameplay.
Yeah.
But there's over 30 plus total Easter eggs in the game.
Jesus. There's got an achievement. BFF's finally published. We got through all the DMCA'd music. What did you think of this game then?
What did I think
overall?
Of this game?
What did you think?
Wait, can't actually music coming right. I mean, I can. So what I normally do when I play games on stream, after I've played them, I put them through the ringer and rate them as if it was like a game journalist rating, rather than say what I feel like it. Like
Game journalist.
Like, I'll show you. I'll show you.
Play like one, so sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Okay.
No, I'll show
so
you.
What do you rate this?
Right,
No.
put it this way. If take a look at my stream. This is what I normally do. So I go Notepad. These are all the games I've played on stream. So these are all the games I've played on stream, right? Wait, I'm gonna just mute the game audio. Right. So these are all the games I've played on stream, and this is how I've rated them all. So I rate them out of 20 in fun, gameplay, visual and audio, world and level design, and story if applicable. It's a bit autistic, right? But it works. So I rate them all out of 20, and then divide it by 10, and that's the overall true score. And then after that, that's what I give it. Yeah, and that's why I've got like, look at it. These are all the games I've played on stream over the past year and a bit. So I gave Cyberpunk a 10, obviously. Yeah. No, I'll tell you what. We can do this with you. I can do this with you. We can agree or disagree on it. All right. I'll tell you what. I'll do it with you. Out of 20, I'd rather rate the game first, then give my speech afterwards. If that makes sense. Well, this is what I'm gonna find out. Right. We'll do it together. Out of 20, how fun was this game? Well, just put it out of 20. Just trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust the process. Just trust. Trust me. Okay. The game. Chat wants you to mute the game. Chat wants you to mute the game. Right. So that would be 15 out of 20. Yeah. All right. Okay. That's okay. All right. So in terms of gameplay, what is out of 20? Right. Bearing in mind, this had every form of gameplay in it. I personally give this a 20. Oh, yeah. I understand. Let's do this. Get the score out of the way first. All right. Here's mine. I'll do mine. Right. In terms of fun, this is not a 15. This is not a 7.5 out of 10. You are stoned if you think that. This, right. How much fun can you have of playing every single genre of a video game ever made? Apart from RTS, because there's no RTS mode in this, was there? Or no MOBA. I gave this like an 18 out of 20. And then for fun, there's definitely... Well, for fun, 9 out of 10. Gameplay, hard 20, because it's just all of it. Now, you were playing this in 160p, 10 FPS, but for me, I was playing it in 4K. So I'm giving this an 18.5, only because the music was a bit repetitive. World and level design, 20. Easy 20. Like, you can't say no to that. Like, everything was done. And the story was written by millennials, and it was cringe at times. I'm giving it like a 6.5 out of 20, so that's a 13, right? Like, there's an 89.5, so I divide that by 10. This gives it an overall score of 8.95 out of 10. To be honest, actually, no, give it more. Considering this game is, in 30 plus years of me playing video games. Right, no, listen. Right, listen to me. Right. Hold up. No, hold up. All right, hold up. Before you start, blowing your hip out. Right. Okay. Now hear me out. Name me a game in the history of video games, right? That it represents, like, that this is like. Yeah. Can you put it this way? Put it this way. I have, in 30 plus years of me playing video games, I have never played a game like this. I'm muted. I have muted myself. I'm muted myself. Oh, yeah. In 30 plus years of playing video games, I have never played a video game like this. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I played Red Dead 2. I gave it a 9.8. Yeah, Red Dead 2 is right here. I don't know. No. It's not the ultimate masterpiece. This is the ultimate couch co-op game. Like, this is literally the best couch co-op game. This is literally the best couch co-op game. Yeah. This is literally, and I'm gonna keep. In fact, I'm gonna keep it an 8.9. I'm gonna keep it an 8.9 out of 10. 8.9. I'm gonna give it 8.9 out of 10. Well, I wouldn't say it's 9, because that means it's on the same. That'll be on the same levels as like Baldur's Gate, entering Baldur's Gate territory, Cyberpunk. Yeah. Yeah. No, well, so when you say repetitive, how? Because every single level was different. Yeah. 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 And so by saying that it's the greatest game of a particular genre ever made, would that not put it in like one of the best games ever made? Well, it depends really. But because well, let me ask you this then: how? Yeah. Exactly. Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes. This it's fan service. So so when you say repetitiveness, so where so when was it repetitive? Yeah, platform. That's platformer. That shows it. They did have chase sequences. We were getting chased. Oh yeah. If it went into like first person shooter mode for a while, that would have been good. If it went to like first person shooter, yeah. Hmm. You know what this game's peak was though? Do you know what the absolute peak of this game? The co-op interactivity. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. It's, yeah, and yeah, yeah. It needs to be a Ladybug's children's first time bed story. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why I ranked it scored it low on the story because it was pretty. It was just a. Don't get me wrong. There were points of the story like the emotional heartstring pulling. Oh my dad died. Oh my I was responsible for my sister's death. Yeah. Uh, Hang on.
It's supposed to be this big fun adventure, and the story in itself is it's okay,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's a great game regardless. This is by no means a bad game.
Yeah.
I would give this game like an 8.5.
An eight
I
point
think that's
five.
where I'm at. Like,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think it's like an 8 to 8.5, and I think a lot of that I think I'm actually settling on an 8. I think I'm more than I think an 8 is
So
is about right.
so
8.5 is too high. 8.5
so
is too high.
8.5 is too high. Well, that's well. This is my thing. So if an 8 point, so hang on a minute. So 8. What games are you rated in 8?
A ton. Well, this is my own enjoyment,
This
right?
yeah
This is how
this
I feel about the game
I know,
overall.
and this is why your feelings shouldn't really dictate how you rate games.
You see.
Like, because
The lowest I would do
you go
is like
double's just made a good point there. You rated this game as on the same level as Space Marine 2.
I don't think it'd be 8. Yeah, I don't think this is an 8. No, I think this be at like in terms of content, this game is not an 8. This game's like a 9. Not in terms of vision and in terms of spectacle and sit down and do stuff.
So
I mean, it's like a 9. It's like a 9 around that, but in terms of overall enjoyment, I think maybe like a 7.5 or a 7.
But yeah, put it this way: this game wasn't designed for the hardcore serious gamer.
No, it's not though. But
Yeah.
it's also sitting down and it's also just sitting. I can't. You know what? I can't rate this game higher than Papers, Please. You're right. Subjectively,
Wait, what? You can't
subjectively,
rate this game higher than Papers, Please. Are you stoned? You are.
Papers,
Right,
Please
you,
was more fun than this. Papers, Please was more fun than this.
and
It
then
just
you
was.
wait. Hang on a minute.
It just was.
Wait, no, hang on a minute. So you made a point of saying that you didn't like how repetitive this game was, yet you think Papers, Please is better. You're literally doing the same thing over and
Papers,
over and over again.
Please, you are doing the same thing, but it's do the same thing for like 20 hours straight or do the same thing for 4 hours straight. You know what I mean?
Papers, Please is essentially a roguelite, isn't it? So
Not not really.
it has 20 different endings. So you just
know what
restart
the
the story,
number
don't
one
you?
issue I have with this game is it doesn't have an identity.
But it's not meant to have an
That's my
identity.
number-
It's
No, but that's why it's so polarizing for me. It's because every game we've played and every game I've looked at where it's had like a pretty consistent concept, this game has a consistent concept, but it really doesn't hold anything in particular. This is one of those games that you kind of forget, but remember the person you played it with. You know what I mean?
oh, thanks, Tobias.
Like,
You
oh,
gonna remember me
I
for the
remem-
rest of your
remember
streaming
that-
time? Ah, thanks, Tobias.
Well, not you. I'm talking
Well,
about
yeah.
Mochi. Mochi was hanging out with me.
Yeah, Mochi.
uh,
Mochi wasn't the one opening portals for you, though, was he? All right.
It's a basic, this is like a love letter. It has a theme but no real plot. Well, the plot is just like down with the corporation, get out.
Hmm.
The issue is, can you remember one thing that this game is like identified by?
Wait,
What is this game identified by?
It's co-op interactivity.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, but that's
The characters are forgettable. All the concepts are very like. I mean, it's fun though. It is fun. It's fun and it's good co-op and it's good couch co-op.
yeah.
And I think, again, like you said, if you're looking for something in particular, something more tight knit, something more, oh my god, deep plot thing going on, that's not this game, and that's not what it's supposed to be. I'd give this game, like, honestly, again, it's a tough one because this game in content and in quality is not what I would rate it in terms of fun. The fun is different from the quality of game. And like I said,
hang on.
if I
So hang
you
on.
have to there needs to be a
I need to
middle
pause you
ground.
there. Yeah. So wait, hang on. So what's your idea then of fun gameplay?
So the biggest thing about a good game is when it takes all of its aspects and it melds them together perfectly.
So
So you get the
Split Fiction?
entire. No, because Split Fiction has so many. Split Fiction doesn't excel at one thing but couch co-op. The plot is bland. All the genres.
Oh yeah. I agree with the plot. Yeah. I
It's
agree with
as
you
a
with the
bit-
plot.
what I'm
So
saying is
yeah.
you need it's an interesting concept, but I can't boil this game down to anything in particular. And I know that's exactly what it's supposed to be. But if you take a look at like Darkwood, or you take a look at say Bloodborne, it's a very tight knit. Everything is kind of flowing in one direction. It's the story is great. The gameplay is consistent. The narrative, everything about it is very tight knit. The sum of its parts work perfectly. Split Fiction is a spectacle. Split Fiction
yeah.
is awesome to look at. To think about Split Fiction, I do like the idea that like, oh, fuck the corporations, fuck these people who are so morally corrupt, and they take creative people and just juice them for all their ideas and then throw them in the trash, right? Like that's a very valid thing in a game like this. But I think this game, since it is trying to be so many things, at the same time, it's nothing.
It's yeah. I
Does
know.
that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. This is essentially So yeah, this is essentially like what's that film called? Was it Marvel's Avengers Assemble, whatever it's called, at the end, where it brings all the other characters from all the different movies to come into one scene. This is basically that game. It doesn't have any purpose, just to bring everything together.
Well, you know what though? It does fit narratively. It's somebody's creative. It's these two creative girls. The corporation says, "Hey, come in. We want to try you out in a new machine. It's going to take your ideas and turn them into reality, and then we can sell
yeah.
that reality to people."
Yeah, exactly.
And it makes sense.
Do you
But
think
there is
then,
no defining feature to those thoughts. It doesn't feel like it's any established thing because it wants to basically say, "Hey, here's an Easter egg. Hey, here's an Easter egg." Everything is, in a way, it plays into itself though because everything is inspired by something, and every place you go is inspired by something. But at the same time, it in itself has no identity. I feel like you go through the sand and it's like sand sharks. It doesn't necessarily. It feels almost like a like ah,
it's like a montage.
It's slightly forgettable. It's
Yeah.
a little bit forgettable.
Well,
Yeah,
don't
and
get me
was my
wrong.
biggest
You only
gripe.
play you only play this game once. Like it's one of those things where you only play this game once and experience it once. Because once you've played it once, you've got that, oh, I know what to do here. And then essentially
Exactly.
the second player who hasn't played it before are like, oh, well, you're literally just hard carrying me and bull rushing through the story.
Well, this game though is very, very, very cool to look at.
Oh yeah.
It's very cool to look at. It's very take away the references. What's left?
Take away the references.
I mean,
what's
you
left.
really,
Yeah, exactly.
this game is it's a little bit generic in how it wants
So,
to be, right?
the-
Like it's like, oh,
Don't forget,
Cyberpunk, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
it's-
Don't forget though. They advertise this as a nod to the gaming like community
Exactly.
industry. They
It
advertise
is an
this. Yeah.
homage. It's a love letter. It's a love
yeah.
letter. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not trying to redefine anything, but what it does is it takes everything you love and it throws it together in one big soup. And it's a little bit of a shallow experience,
Yeah.
right?
Wait,
Because
so-
it plays
okay.
off of that nostalgia. It plays off of other things to make itself work. And in itself, that's the idea of the game. Everything's
Yeah.
inspired by something.
All right, so
The
let me ask
game was inspired
you
by
a
other
question.
things.
Let me ask you a question then. So they marketed and advertised this. Oh, but this is a couch co-op game with full interactive mechanics that is a nod to the gaming community. Do you think they've done that well?
That completely sums it up.
Yeah. So what you're essentially saying is that
games
they've achieved their
do.
goal. They've achieved their goal.
Achieved exactly what, but in itself, I think as a player,
Yeah.
you feel like something is missing because you're playing this game.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's like it lacks an identity. Is really the whole identity of this, and that's what the game is though. It's a love letter, and even in that, it's like
the design and artistic design to top tier, but the narrative and dialogue.
the sound design is
are made of best.
excellent.
Yeah,
The artistic
no,
design-
Mr. Mayor's
yeah,
correct. Mr. Mayor's correct there. He is right.
completely.
Yeah.
This is not a bad game in any capacity. This is a great game, and it's again like Rainsdon said, it's probably the best couch co-op game I've ever seen. Like this game really has everything. If you're, you know what, if you're a hardcore gamer and you want to sit down and enjoy something simplistic, there you go. If you're not a gamer and you want to enjoy something simplistic, there you go.
In other words,
Right, even
if
if you
you're a
don't
millennial, and you just want to sit down with your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, your husband, whatever, and say, hey, let's play this game for the weekend, and you just sit down. And, oh, do you remember that? Oh, I recognize that. Oh yeah, I remember playing that on PS2 because we did that. But throughout our entire playthrough of this game, how many times we go, oh, I remember playing that. Oh, that's a nod to this game.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
supposed to drum up. Yeah.
So it's essentially right. This game, as I mentioned before, was written by millennials, and it's a game that was written by millennials for millennials. Yeah.
Well, it lowers the rating because the rest is kind of lacking. Well, you know why though? They created a game that plays off of everything else, so in itself it has no identity. The game does not stand on its own 2 feet because it borrows from everything else. I think I don't think I've ever seen the plot of this game anywhere where they directly attack corporations for stealing people's ideas.
Do
You know what I
reckon-
mean? I don't
so
think I've ever seen a game like that, which
do you
is
reckon-
cool. It's presented very shallow,
Yeah,
you know. But
it's.
again, if it's a couch co-op game, it needs to be shallow because you're just playing it for fun with somebody.
Do you reckon then they? Do you reckon they made that? They made the plot of this game then as a like an agenda. Like
It's like an afterthought. Not even
Yeah.
an. Well, I think it's great. I think I really like
you
what they
mentioned
did with
AI
this.
because you said you mentioned this is what they're doing with AI today. Like you mentioned that.
Well,
You literally
that's
mentioned it,
exactly
yeah.
what it is. Well, you know what though? That's people. Well, who the fuck wants to? If you're a creative person and you're in game development or you're a writer or anything, who the fuck likes AI? Who's gonna want to go around and say, "Man, I love AI. Look what it's done in 2 seconds, and I took 3 years to do this. I poured my heart and soul into it." People, if you're a creative person and you want to go out, you can use, I'm sure, AI in some instances to assist you in things. But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, 99.9% of it is all you. You know, or 100% of it's all you, right? The people who make these games, they make them with passion, they make them with love, they make them because they love the content and they love to work on these things, you know. And then the corporations come in and they're like, "We're going to give you money, and here you go. You know, we'll take this over, we'll create this, and put you all out of jobs." Right? Like that's what people do best, man. Is we come up with cool fucking things, and even though everything is inspired by something, it still is amazing in its own right.
Yeah, but Mr. Mayo say it is a millennial storyline, but they did a good job doing so. It had more depth on the characters instead of just the they both have they both have tragic backstories trope. It would have been more interesting. Most of the story could have
I
been guessed
agree.
before
Yeah.
it happened. Yeah, exactly.
You know why though? So in terms of enjoyment, this game is enjoyable. In terms of depth, in terms of everything, I feel like they completely nailed 100% of what they tried to do. The story isn't so in depth. It's a couch co-op game. The story plays off of every other thing ever. That's what they set out to do. I don't think this game failed in any capacity. I think in terms of subjective enjoyment, it isn't the most fun thing.
It's not the most fun. So
But it still is good. It's very good.
I can't disagree. I have to. It is fun to buy it. You can't say that this is not a fun game.
No,
It
it's
is-
not an unfun game. It's not an unfun game.
but it's. I don't understand. Like it's taken the genre, like the best like interests and genres, and mashed them together into one game to create. What's 8 different how many levels was it? 8, including the final boss level. That was 8. But I won't include that. I won't include the final boss level or the 2 subconscious levels. The all the levels prior to that, where it was more right. Everything in these levels.
But hang on,
It's like
isn't it kind of ironic the game being about stealing creativity, but they use the ideas of a lot of other games into this one? True. Yeah.
True. Who said that?
You know, I think it is. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I think it's set out to be something, and they nailed exactly what that
Yeah.
something is. In terms of how do I enjoy games? Because again, I think at the end of the day, you know, everyone has their own ideas on games and ratings and things. For me, subjectively, this isn't really up my alley. I prefer the narrative-driven games. I prefer the things that make you think. I prefer those games that you sit there and kind of
But this is what you did.
you work
there
out a little
was-
bit. You know,
There was times in this game where we literally like we had to think, like we had to like.
no,
put thought
you
into it.
have that. You have that. But we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of games we played on this list. I played a fuck ton of games, and a lot of my favorite games have a very core gameplay identity, very core narrative. Everything really just plays into itself well. And I think this game does that too, but it's still kind of just a bit shallow for me. There's no
Yeah.
depth.
Well,
Everything is very surface level. Simplicity
Let me
is
ask,
what
let,
the name of the game
let
is.
me
for
ask,
this
let me
one.
ask you this then: what's more important to you for a video game, the gameplay or the story?
They go hand in hand.
No, you
They completely go hand in hand.
Wait,
No,
so
there's no answer to that. There's no
there
answer.
is
They
an
go
answer.
hand
There
in
is an
hand.
answer. Well, where do you think the word
There isn't,
game
though.
comes from?
Okay, then what? Okay, what do you think? Do you think the gameplay has to be good for the game to be good?
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just watching a movie. You're just watching an
But
interactive
games in
movie.
themselves are written to be. Games have scripts. Games have everything. Games
Yeah,
have
of course.
stories.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. That's what I'm saying. Like, right. So put it this way, I don't disagree with you. All right, I don't disagree with you. But my point is, for a game to be good, it needs to have good gameplay. Otherwise, you are playing an interactive story.
But if the story is fucking shit, then the gameplay is going to suffer because it's just it's a shallow mess of a game.
No, I
It
disagree.
needs to have.
I
You
disagree.
so
completely.
you disagree? If a game is fun to play but there's no story,
You're not.
you
you're not-
think that game Really?
It's still a game. Well, put it this way: how many games are there in this world that don't have a single that don't have a campaign or a story mode?
Well, there's a lot. Those are just like multiplayer games.
Yeah, it's the multiplayer games. It's still a game.
Yeah, but they're not meant to be anything. Like these, you're talking about these games in particular, the ones we just played. They need narratives. If you're talking about a multiplayer game, that's completely different. If you're talking about a game that actually has a narrative to it, I don't want the narrative to be a pile of shit because the narrative plays into the gameplay and they have to be hand in hand fun, right? The story has to be good enough for you to care. The gameplay has to be good enough for you to want to play it. You can't talk about League or Call of Duty. Those games are straight up multiplayer games. They don't need stories. They're not even a thing, right? So if you're talking about
Okay.
Split Fiction or you're talking about any other game outside of a multiplayer game,
Okay, so
they go hand.
all right.
hand in
So your point where when they go hand in hand only applies to single/offline multiplayer games.
Yeah. Well, of course they should, because otherwise there's no need for a narrative, right?
So how can other games compete then with your narrative?
Well, because other games have better narratives.
So things like, for example, League of Legends, right? League of Legends,
Yeah.
probably one of the most popular games of all time outside of mobile.
Because it's just fun to play.
It's fun to play. So
Yeah.
is the fun mechanic of League of Legends makes it a good game?
Well, it does make it a good game, but it doesn't. The thing is, it's not a narrative-driven game. That's what I'm saying. You're telling me that this game. So what are you trying to say here, though?
So no,
It
right.
just
I'm not
depends on
trying.
what kind of-
I'm trying to take Split Fiction out of the equation here. I'm trying to figure out what your thought is and on what
All I'm
makes a
saying
good
is
game.
there's the what makes a good game when the sum of its parts come together and create something absolutely incredible, where each one of those aspects works perfectly with each other and is like a 10 out of 10.
So
I don't even count multiplayer games in this equation. I don't rate multiplayer games. There's nothing to work with. The gameplay has
Fair
to be
enough.
fun, and that's all that matters.
fair enough.
For the
So-
sake of every other game on the planet, when I say Red Dead's a 9.75, everything in Red Dead is so goddamn amazing, it's so hard to fault any of it. Would you agree? You could say the weakest part of Red Dead is probably a little bit of the gameplay, right? Just a bit. But the story, the music, the cinema, the characters, everything about Red Dead, the world, the NPCs, the sum of its
Glaze.
parts
Here
are
we go,
fucking
Glaze.
incredible. No,
No,
seriously.
no,
though,
no,
that's
you
really
are
what
right.
it's
No,
about.
you are no, Tobias,
Yeah.
you are right. I scored it a 9.8.
That to me is what makes an amazing game. Alan Wake 2, tight knit, amazing. Every aspect, the music, the gameplay, the cinema, all of it comes together perfectly in harmony. That is what makes a good game. That's Death Stranding, right? That's fucking Subnautica. All of the parts of that game are so top notch, and I mean that's what makes a good game, in my opinion. Without talking about multiplayer games, multiplayer games are like their own beast. There's no narrative. Who gives a fuck? It's just about the gameplay. But the second you put a story into your game, everything needs to work together well. Would you agree?
I completely agree, and that's why
Yeah.
some games are labeled as Game of the Year. Like Elden
Yeah,
Ring
for
Game
sure.
of the Year, and
Yeah.
like The Witcher 3 and all that. Exactly. So, right,
Yeah.
moving on to that. Do you think that Split Fiction is going to be nominated for Game of the Year 2025?
Yes, because if a lot of people like the game, it can win. I could see that. If a
So-
lot of people, the thing is, if a lot of people, I've never played Astro Boy or Bot, but that game won Game of the Year. I know nothing
Yeah,
about it.
I'm not
If-
saying
if
it
enough
wins
people
Game of the
like
Year.
this
I'm
game,
not saying
it might win.
will it win Game of the Year. I'm saying will it be
What is
nominated?
it up against? I don't think we've played any games
No,
that came out this
well,
year.
yeah, it's they won't reveal the list until like late October, I think.
You know
But
what? I
we
could,
we can always-
in
we can-
terms of,
split.
okay, so the number one thing that matters, well, this is subjectively. What I think a good game means isn't what everyone else thinks a good game is. If you have, how many casuals played Astrobot? Not to say that the game is bad,
millions,
but how
I'd
many
imagine.
casual? Exactly.
Yeah.
Is this game capable of winning Game of the Year? Maybe.
It's got a good
Maybe.
chance.
Is
It's
this
got a
game
good.
better than Red Dead? Fuck, not even close.
It's got
But
a
it's
good
incredible.
chance. Yeah, it's got a good chance.
I think it does have a good chance. I think it does. I think if enough people like something, and again, everyone likes their own thing in gaming. Everyone likes their own genres and this and this and this. What I really enjoy is I like the storied games. I like things that make you sit down and think about what's happening narratively. and then the gameplay complements that perfectly. To me, those games are just incredible. Or, Subnautica doesn't really have much of a narrative until later on. It really puts you in the shoes of this is happening, this is what's going on. So, I mean, this game is good. I think it can win Game of the Year. Is it one of my favorite games of all time? Not really.
But it is your favorite
Is
couch
it
co-op
the
game
best
of all
couch
time.
co-op I would say it probably is.
Yeah.
I would say this is the best couch co-op game I've ever seen. Like, I don't think anyone's going to argue that. Or maybe, I don't know, is there anything on like the Switch? Switch usually has stuff like that.
Does the aspect of making this game, well, this game is fully cross-platform. You can play this on any platform.
It's exactly.
With
If you
anyone.
want to get Game of the Year, you know what?
Cross-platform.
This is you know what the best way to describe this game is? This is a game for the people.
Oh, yeah.
Not specific people. This is for the people. This is
For the
for
gamers.
everybody.
This is
for
gamers.
not even the gamers, bro. It's for everyone. This game is literally, this will tap into everybody's game library. It is for the people. It's just, I think it does have a good chance. I think it's subjectively, again, not my favorite thing, but is it good? Absolutely. Is this game worthy of its praise? Absolutely. But for me, I would have liked a little bit more depth, I think.
A little bit more depth. Well, I think
this is a game that relies on everything else instead of its own 2 feet.
Well,
it is the Alien Romulus of the franchise.
But didn't It Takes Two win Game of the Year? That was the game.
But was It Takes Two a little bit more of an original idea? Did it just play off of its own thing?
It did, yeah. It won Game of the Year. It won Game of the Year 3 years ago. Yeah.
But you know what? This game's great, though. This game's great, honestly. Regardless of how I sound, negative or positive, this game is good. No one's denying that this game is not good.
I'm not saying this game is.
So what do you say this game's 8.9?
I gave it an 8.9 simply based on the fact that it is probably again it is the best couch co-op, but it's got too many accolades going for it that would make.
I'm gonna give this game a solid.
It's got too many
terms
accolades.
of sheer scale.
I'm
7.5 to 8. I'm 7.5 to 8, honestly.
Hang on a minute. So 7.5 to 8, and I'm
probably at like 7.75.
7.75.
7.75.
Right. So is that because and you're scoring that simply because the narrative was pretty shallow.
The narrative
had no
a bit
originality.
Lackluster. Well, its originality is. I mean,
well, put it
it
this
has
way.
original stuff in there. It does, but it's a love letter. So it's just a game for the people, bro. It's just a game for the people.
But that's my
that's really
point.
what it is.
That's my point. The question I asked you was, have you played any other game like this at all, aside from It Takes Two, because it's the same developer?
Well, you know what my favorite game was from this studio? You know what game I actually enjoyed more is A Way Out.
Yeah.
You ever play that one? With the Mafia? The monsters?
No, I haven't played that one. No.
That game I like more, subjectively. Do I think this game is more of a marvel? Yes. But A Way Out, narratively, it's just so much better. And I think A Way Out, to me, is more memorable than a game like this because it has that narrative, because it is so tight-knit. Again, this game really is for the people. You don't need to be... you don't need to care about anything in particular to like this game. Like, A Way Out is about two, I think it was mobsters, escaping jail and then trying to like live with themselves and deal with other things. That's a fucking sick game. That game is memorable. This game, although it's memorable, again, it's memorable for its spectacle. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it hit the nail. It's on terms of its unique.
It did what it needed to do.
The unique thing, yeah. I'm just looking here. Like, as of May 6th, it sold over 4 million copies.
I would say worth it. I would say, yeah. I could see why it sold many copies. I would say it was worth the money. $60. Absolutely, this game's good.
I suppose because it says $60. Let's say me and you were homies IRL. It's hey Tobias, let's play this couch co-op game. You've got your Switch. I'll play this on my PlayStation. We'll hook up. Yeah. How much is it? Oh, it's $60. Oh, here you go, bro. It's $30. Therefore,
what was his question? Panda said you didn't answer his question. What was his question?
Wait, what? Which one?
What question?
You didn't answer his question. Oh, I think my question was. Well, wait, I've got now. What was my question? I forgot my question. What was it? It was the Well, has he played any other game like this? Was that it?
No, we already said that. There's no
it-
other game like this.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
said there
it.
was
Yeah,
none.
yeah.
I already answered that. I answered that. There's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
like this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the best couch co-op game. No, we
Yeah.
we answered that.
Yeah, we answered. Yeah, yeah.
This is the ultimate couch co-op game.
Yeah.
This
That's
shit
my
is like
point, though.
something you'd want to play on like Switch. Yeah.
So is it
In
being?
its genre.
My question
Sorry, go
was.
on.
I was going to say my question was because it is a fun game, and yes, while it has taken some of the gameplay aspects of 30 plus other games that's ever existed, is that not a good thing? Like
It is, but then it in itself lacks identity. It's like, but that is its identity. Its identity is everything else. I know that. It's a bit of an ick for me. It's a bit of an ick because I really like originality. I really like narratives that are driven by something in particular on their own 2 feet. The story, cool, but I feel like it did what it had to do. It did what, regardless of
Yeah.
how I feel, it did what it had to do. Like, I can't argue that.
history is 5, gameplay is 5. Split Fiction has the 5 in gameplay. It has like a 2.5 in history. That's it. What do you mean?
What? It's too hot? I'll come see you in a sec.
Appreciate the follows, guys.
This is not a bad game.
It-
If I had to suggest this game to everyone, I would. There's not a reason I wouldn't suggest this to everyone. Play it with a person. Enjoy it, and I think. I mean, at a minimum, the game gets a 7. A minimum. It is above average as a game. Minimum, it deserves a 7.
I don't
How you
understand
view it above a 7?
Well, a 7 is still considered good. It's like good.
No,
It's
a 7 is great. A minimum,
no,
it
it's
at
not-
least deserves a 7. Anything above a 7, that's up to you. I would say a 7 minimum, 100%.
I don't know, man.
7.5.
I honestly don't know. If you're scoring this at a 7.5, I'm looking at your screen here. So you rated this the same as Dredge, Devil May Cry 5, Visage,
Yeah.
So you rate this game the same as Dark Souls 2 and Prey
Prey was a bit, you know what? Prey was a bit dragged
and
on.
Metro.
You know what? This game
And
was a
Bioshock
little
2.
long.
This game
I
was
think this
long.
game kind of overstayed its welcome a little bit.
Well, how long was our playtime? Let's have a look here. Shift tab, total playtime, 17 hours. So it took 17 hours.
Yeah.
But then saying that,
Well,
you know
you know what?
were AFK
You know
for
what,
like an
though?
hour and a half.
We kind
Yeah.
of no-lifed it. We kind of no-lifed it.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, no, to be fair, like you were AFK for a total of about 2.5 hours out of over the course of the past 2 days total, maybe. So 15 hours, call it 15 hours, which is what the expected gameplay length. Yeah, I mean that's average. Yeah, that's average.
You know, it's such an interesting thing. I feel like whenever you rate a game, there's 2 ways to go about it. You can appreciate the art and you can appreciate the quality of the game itself, but then you have to be realistic with yourself and say, hey, did I actually enjoy that game?
I did.
Do you know what I mean? Well, no, I did too, but I don't think my enjoyment is as high as the quality of the game. Does that make sense? Like, the quality of this game is, I mean, it's up there. Like, the amount of animations, all the different fucking levels that went into it, everything felt fresh, everything felt new, even though it was ripping on something. But at the same time, was I having as much fun as, say, like playing Papers, Please? Or was I having as much fun as, say, Darkwood?
Wait, hang on. So let me get straight. So just so I can digest your thoughts. So you would rather play. So based on your scoring, you would rather play Papers, Please for 4 hours than play this game for over 12 hours with one of your buddies.
You know what? Well, because Papers, Please has more of a tight knit,
No.
like something you can latch.
No.
The problem every time
Answer the
you
question.
enter
Answer
a
the
new area
no,
in
Tobias,
this game,
Tobias, answer the question. Answer the question. Would you rather play Papers, Please for 4 hours on your own, or Split Fiction with one of your buddies for over 12 hours? It's simple A or B. That's it.
I mean,
Simply A or B. That's it. Would you rather play Papers, Please 4 hours on your own? Split Fiction 2 with a buddy for over 12 hours?
Papers, Please. I'm going Papers, Please.
You're fucking
The
deluded.
problem, you don't think? I'm not saying I didn't enjoy this, bro. What I'm saying is, when a game has everything, it has nothing. Does that make sense? When a game has everything, it has nothing.
I acknowledge
That is
I acknowledge your
That
points,
is why this
okay?
game is triggering me. It has everything, and at the same time, it's nothing. Do you know what I mean? Papers, Please is so tight knit. It's so driven by one thing. Like, that is why, to me, subjectively, I enjoy Papers, Please more in that regard. There is something to follow. There's something to latch onto. There's something that I know is going to happen.
I can't, man. I can't. I literally can't.
You know why? Because you're a gamer, bro. You don't care about, like, it's...
I can't, man. I can't. I'm not taking
Yeah,
anything.
I'm
not taking
have you
anything
played
away.
Darkwood?
Papers, Please. I'm not taking
Have you
any.
played Darkwood? Have you played Darkwood?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, what's the best? Okay, what game was better, Red Dead 2 or this game?
Red Dead 2, obviously. Yeah, that's not.
Thank you. Okay, so would you rather play Red Dead 2 or play this game?
I
Shut
played
the
Red
fuck
Dead
up.
2.
Exactly, bitch. Exactly.
But Red Dead
Okay.
2 is a AAA game that had what, over 4 years development.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you compare this? What would you compare this game to?
What would I compare this game to? But there's no other games
would
I
you-
can compare it to. It's in its own.
In terms of enjoyment, where would you place this game?
In terms of enjoyment, let me look at the list. Let me pull up the
Here's the
list.
thing. In its own right, this is the king of couch co-op.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Undisputed, agree. This is
Yeah.
the king of couch co-op.
Completely agree.
But
yeah.
I don't prefer couch co-op games. I prefer narratively driven, single, track, like, hey, very tight-knit ideas. That's my preferred game. So it's not that I don't enjoy this, it's that I prefer the other one more than this one. That's why I'm saying, like, would I rather play Papers, Please? Well, kind of. Would I rather play Bloodborne? Well, kind of. Would I rather play Dark Souls? Well, kind of. But I still, in its own right, do like this game quite a bit for what it's supposed to be. I just prefer the narrative. I prefer the story. I prefer something that is more tight-knit, that stands up on its own 2 feet. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, this game isn't trying to be that. This game is standing on its own 2 feet because of 5,000 other feet, right? Like, it's a great game. It's just not my preferred
Yeah, no, I understand.
style of game.
That's
it.
No,
Subjectively,
I completely agree.
How I feel.
I completely
Yeah.
agree, and that's the same mentality and the same focus I have with all the Souls games.
Like, but
I'm just not the target audience.
Imagine the people who play Mario Party. Imagine the people who play any Switch game. They're gonna love this tenfold. They're gonna say,
Oh,
"What
yeah.
the hell's Darkwood? What the hell's Papers, Please?" That is valid in its own right. I'm valid in my own right. Everyone
course.
just prefers
Yeah.
what they prefer. This game did not fail in any capacity in what it set out to be, but it did fail subjectively for me. Is that fair?
It failed. Wait,
Like,
elaborate.
I mean, I wish it had more depth. It's just kind of like a bland, like, you just follow the, like, baby steps, like goo goo gaga. Oh, bad corp, goo goo gaga. Like, what it set out to be, it perfected. It was a simplistic, fun game that ripped on other games. It was meant to be.
This is why I'm confused. I was going to say, this is why I'm confused, because you said one thing and then you basically just removed your own goalposts, because you mentioned that it's a good game. It's a good game, but because of the story, it's not a good game. But then again, at the same time, the reason why I think this is a great game than what you make it out to be, is because it has taken the best of every potential genre of game that the game engine allows, mashed it into one game as a multiple plethora of mini games. Yeah, so it can't be.
Game. It's
yeah, it's like when I mentioned, what was it yesterday? It was like a Game Boy 30 games in one. Like, back on the old Game Boy.
That's what it is. That's literally what it feels like.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something brand. Every
I
single
never said
level
this
was something brand new.
Game in particular.
I
never said this game was bad in particular. I said subjectively, it isn't my favorite thing to play. And subjectively,
you
like,
again, the old games.
It set out to be a game for the people, hardcore gamers, casual gamers. This is a game for everyone on Earth. Would you agree? If you want to sit down and just play something with a friend, would you agree that that's what this game is? Exactly. So it managed to. It's a good game in what it set out to be, but subjectively, I don't like this game, say, as much as other games I've played.
Oh yeah,
even if I do believe that it is doing what it needs to do.
Right. Put it this way: you asked me earlier, because I didn't really answer it. What other game have I played where I had just as much fun? Right?
Yeah.
Middle Earth: Shadow of War.
That game probably has more depth, though.
Yeah, no, but no. You said fun.
Yeah.
You said fun. You
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
mention anything
So
about
you had
story.
as much fun. I'd never play that game. I can't think of it.
Yeah.
But okay, that's cool.
And I do recommend it, by the way. If it's not on your list, Middle Earth Shadow of War and Middle Earth
Well, we'll see
Battle
if
of
it's
Middle
in
Earth,
the
whatever it is,
Discord.
it's so good.
Oh, you know what? Okay, so what do you rate this game? 8.9?
I gave it an 8.9 simply based on, but I'm not comparing it to any other game. My game
Yep.
rating system does not compare it to any other game. It is literally 5 categories, and I rate it based on those categories. That's it. Yeah.
This is just some kind of rage baiting, and you're falling for it.
Maybe.
I would say, based
There's no
on my
rage bait.
own subjective taste,
Right. No, hang on a minute.
if we're
There's
talking
no rage baiting
game,
here.
you know what? The thing is, all of these lists, for me, this is subjective. It's a bit of both. It's like how I enjoy the game, but also how I view it as a piece of art. You know,
Yeah.
one of the hardest games to rate was Milk Outside of a Bag of Milk. It's a fucking visual novel that has substance, but the gameplay is a pile of dandruff. And it's a hard thing to figure out because, yeah, at the end of the day, did I have fun? Yes or no? Subjectively, but do I understand what this game is trying to be? And I think a lot of people can enjoy it. Well, of course. Split Fiction for me, I'm going to give it in overall quality, in overall enjoyment.
Before you answer. Before you answer.
Yeah.
I will say this and just take this from my experience. Since I played this on 4K, maximum graphics,
Yeah.
over 200 FPS, right?
Okay, calm down. And you played it poorly, so that
It
tells a
doesn't-
lot.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. From a visual perspective, this game visually
Probably
was
stunning. Probably
incredible.
stunning.
Yes, it was very
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Despite the fact the character models were a bit jank, but the character models were irrelevant.
I understand what it's set out to be. It's just a bit too shallow for me. I'm gonna give the game a 7 point.
9-9.
I'm gonna give it like a 7. I'm gonna sit on a 7.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit on a 7.5, and that's
That's
that
how you
really is
feel.
like this.
That's how you
It's a
feel
push and
about the
pull.
game.
No, it's a push and pull though, because see, the quality of the game is higher, but my personal enjoyment pulls it down lower.
I appreciate. Okay,
Do you know what I mean?
No, I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah, I think
I
that's a
respect
fair.
that.
I think that's a fair statement. If
I
I
think-
was going to sit here and base every game entirely on quality of game, then yeah, the game would be higher. But I have to enjoy the game myself subjectively.
Yeah. So
You know, and this list
I-
isn't
I
some sort of
reckon-
definitive ultimate gamer list. This is just my own opinion on how I take my games. 7.5 is above Northern Journey. Well, Northern Journey was cool, but it was also just kind of. I mean, that's a whole nother can of worms.
So-
I think this game deserves a 7.5.
it's
There's no reason it wouldn't.
so. All right. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I respect you. I respect your opinion. I respect your point of view. I just reckon we're looking at this from different perspectives. I'm looking at this
Yeah, that's fine.
from
You know
the
what?
fun gameplay perspective. You're looking at this from
Yep.
personal enjoyment, story, narrative-driven content.
But well, I think
No,
I
I'm-
believe you know what? I don't really enjoy Nintendo games. I don't really enjoy games that don't really
different.
have a strong narrative. I need to care
I'm not-
about
I'm
what's
not.
going on.
For context, I'm
Yeah,
not a
I
massive
think-
Nintendo guy either. I'm not a fan of platformers, to be fair. So I play the shit
It's-
out of them.
I think what this game really does is it nails the gameplay, but you can't give a fuck about anything else. Do
Yeah.
you agree?
Yeah, no, that's exactly my point.
And I
This
think
game
that's my
isn't about the
biggest.
story.
that's-
It's just about
I know, but at
Yeah.
the same time, then why even have a story? Just put us in a fucking world and like beat each other up.
then
it's-
this lacks direction, then, wouldn't it?
But that's the problem. The direction is so mediocre. That's the issue. It's so shallow that like this game, although incredible, is something that I feel like I don't remember fondly outside of its spectacle.
There was some
it's a
cinema moments.
spectacle.
Though. There was a handful of cinema moments
100%,
in that
yeah,
game.
there was for sure. 100%. 100%. This game is not bad. This game is not trash. This game is not garbage in the slightest. But I still prefer if this game had more character development, if it had a deeper story, if it was a little bit more mature, but still was a game for everyone, which I guess at that point, how could you make it a game for everyone if it's more mature? You know, this
Yeah.
game set out, again, what it needed to be. Subjectively, it wasn't my favorite, but
Yeah.
it did what it set out to be, and that was make a game that is fun for everyone, with a simple story to follow, and it's for every gamer. That's exactly what it did.
See, I agree. Apart from every game a bit, because I think majority of the references in this game you'd only
You don't
get
think it's
if
for
you.
everyone?
It's only because if they put a shitload of references in this game and they want the gamer to figure out, oh, I remember that, I know that, I know that. I'd say over half the references in this game were from like the 2000s era of gaming. So
Yeah.
you have to be like at least over the age 28 or over just to even recognize most of them. So it's like I said, it's a game. This game was made by millennials for millennials. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Of it.
Well, regardless, it's the best couch co-op game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It is by far the best couch co-op game I have ever seen.
So
Was that worth $30 a piece?
oh yeah, for sure.
I'd say it was worth more. Yeah, 100%. I'd say it's worth more. Honestly, the problem with this game though is there's no replayability.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think they
I don't think
understood
there's
that as
much
well.
replayability.
I think they understood
Yeah.
that as well. Wait, so just
That's why it's $60 for two people.
yeah. So yeah, they books each. So
I'll
so
even
just,
say this.
So
What's
just
so
summarize.
fucking impressive? Well, what's so impressive is the fact that two people can play for the price of one.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
good.
amazing. That's amazing. What an incredible fucking group of people who made this game.
Yeah. So just
Like,
to
it's
summarize,
awesome.
you're rating the best game in a particular genre of games as 7.5.
Well, I haven't really. Well, okay. You want to talk about games I've played in this
No.
genre?
Yeah.
Resident
so,
Evil 6, Resident Evil 5.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
couch co-op. So you said this is the best couch co-op game ever made. So
It's the best. It's the best couch co-op game. But again, this list is kind of my opinion on things. If you want to talk about quality of game and genre of game, it is much higher, for sure. But you have to at least enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
I
agree.
like, and for me, I subjectively don't enjoy this game as much as other games I've played, but I still did like playing it.
Mario Party and Mario Kart Super Smash co-op is more fun. But
What did Steam rate this game?
was it 9.2 or something? Hang on a minute, let's have a look.
Really?
This game
You know
is
what?
overwhelmingly positive, I believe.
What's this called? Split Fiction.
Let's have a look here. Yeah, I'm on the start page now.
Overwhelmingly positive. Yeah, I can see that.
Overwhelmingly positive.
97, really.
97%. Jesus. Yeah.
You know what? I, in my own subjective opinion, I am being a little bit hard on the game because it's just not my type of game.
Yeah.
But I can understand why this game gets so much praise. I just wish it had a little bit more depth to make it a little bit more memorable. That is probably my biggest gripe with the game. I wish it had some sort of something to grasp onto, something to remember past. It's just a couch co-op game.
So someone in the Steam comments probably gave a best summary of your opinion of this. Judging this game purely on the basis of its platforming mechanics, it's a stellar experience. As a vehicle for a story.
You're cutting out.
Oh, hang on, sorry. Judging this game purely on the basis of its platforming mechanics, it's a stellar experience. As a vehicle for a story, it's a bit of a mess. Find something
You
else
keep
to
cutting
do
out. You
during...
got to speak into the mic.
I am speaking to the mic. Where's my cable mic loose? Hang on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, good go.
Yeah. So, judging the game purely on the basis of its platforming mechanics, it's a stellar experience. As a vehicle for a story, it's a bit of a mess. Find something else to do during the cutscenes and you're in for a treat. Which I agree. I keep cutting out.
No, yeah, that's one of my biggest gripes is that
Might be Discord.
some of its parts aren't all that great. The gameplay is and I even said this, it's like if you make a game that's explicitly meant to be couch co-op, you're probably going to spend more time talking and laughing with the person than caring about the story.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Does that make sense?
I'll be brutally honest with you. I couldn't give a flying fuck about the story. If I'm going to be, honest.
I like the concept. I like the concept. So how does that not kind of drag your rating down?
Because I don't rate games based on their narrative. I base games on their gameplay and fun, which is the sole on purpose of a video game. If you don't enjoy a video game, if you're not having fun in a video game, you stop playing it.
I think a video game listen, we've evolved with gaming past the point of Pong, okay,
Right.
bud?
No, right,
So,
no, right. Hang on a minute.
big thing
If
about
I
gaming-
want, right, don't get me wrong. I enjoy a good story, right? I enjoy a good story,
yeah.
right? But if I want a B movie interactive experience, I'd read a book.
The thing is, it doesn't need to be an interactive experience, though. It just needs to have a good narrative. It doesn't need to be a movie. It just has to have a compelling story with characters. The issue with this game is the good thing. Okay, this game is literally what it set out to be. That's it. It did what it did. The reason the narrative is so flat is because you're spending more time with the person you're playing with than thinking about the story. It did what it had to do. It's just not my favorite thing. If this game spent more time with the characters, if it gave them a few more cutscenes, if it had a narrative that was beyond, oh my god, they're in my machine. Oh,
Yeah.
Corpo.
Wait. So
Like, if it went a little bit more in depth with its narrative,
yeah,
and just fleshed out more story wise, and then still kept the cinema gameplay moments, fuck, this game would have been so much better.
so what you're saying is if this game was about 2 hours longer, and those 2 hours was based on cutscenes, you would give this a higher score.
Cutscenes with
Yeah.
character development, with plot, fucking
But there's
things
only-
we can care about, with a narrative. Yes, I think it would be way better.
But there's only 3
because at that
characters in the
point
game,
you
though.
care-
There's only
but
3
you
real
care
characters in
more
the game.
about them. Yeah, exactly. So why do I not care about them at the end of the game? If there's 3 of them, make me care about them more. You don't have to. That's why Red Dead is so amazing. They have a whole gang of people, and yet you care about all of them because they're all so amazing. These 2 characters, I mean, okay, like you have less to work with, so you should do more with them. Does that make sense? Like I mean, games are the art of every sum needs to be collectively amazing to make a good game, in my opinion. At the end of the day, if the game is fun to play, more people will enjoy it. I think more people will love something and will remember something if the story is awesome, if the gameplay is awesome, if the music is awesome, and it all comes together to forge a memorable, stand on its own 2 feet experience. That's what I believe in. Games are not just, in my opinion, strictly gameplay. You need to make compelling stories. You have to have a narrative that people can latch onto. Do you remember? Okay, as an example, do you think you'd remember this game in a few years for anything in particular outside of the spectacle?
Yes. I would.
So what is memorable outside of the spectacle?
The fact that I played with you.
Okay, sure, great, but like with the game itself.
But, so the game itself, I definitely recall. I'd say yeah. If someone ever asked me, Rainsdon, what's the best co-op game you ever played? I would probably
it would
play
be
Split
it would-
Fiction
I
with
would-
Tobias Fay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Split Fiction is the best, probably co-op game. I just wish. Again, it's the narrative, bro. That's all it really is. The narrative is kind of for me the lacking feature of this game. The big bad corpo guy at the end of the game is kind of just like a blank slate. He's just like, I'm here, you're bad.
Yeah. No, I completely
you're
agree.
right,
The
though.
story,
You're
no,
right.
the story is mid at best. The story is mid at best. I agree. I completely agree.
I actually think the story is pretty cool.
It-
I
it's-
don't think people have tackled the idea of
it's
stealing.
Yeah, but the
the
irony is
concept
the
of it
game is
is
about stealing
interesting.
other people's mechanics as well. The irony.
Well, maybe,
the irony.
maybe honoring it, not stealing it. Maybe
Using
honoring
it,
it, not stealing it.
honoring it, referring to it as a nod, as an Easter egg, as they call it in the
Right, though,
gaming
as a
industry.
co-op game, that is its identity. But imagine if you could still say, "Hey, I enjoyed playing that with Rainsdon, and the story was so fucking sick, we cried together." You know what I mean? What if they made the narrative of this game Red Dead level, and the gameplay was still the way it was? Would that not be like a 9 out of 10?
True, but at
Right
the
off
same,
the bat.
at
Exactly.
hang on. Well, first of all, how big's the studio? Because you have to understand it as
Because what?
well. If you're
Well,
comparing,
you know what?
if you're
It doesn't
comparing this
matter how
game
big the
to Red Dead
studio is,
Redemption 2,
because this
you
game is a spectacle. It's a marvel to look at. Everywhere you go, it's insane. So they clearly have the talent, but for some reason they didn't want to go all in with like the narrative. And again, I think that also feeds into why it's a couch co-op, is because you don't have that big narrative. It's super simple to follow. And again, you spend more time talking to Rainsdon, or you spend more time laughing about something than you do thinking about the story. Right?
Oh.
If they could somehow meld all of those aspects and say, "Hey, the gameplay's incredible, the story's incredible, and I had fun playing with a friend," that'd be amazing. That'd be awesome.
So, well, this route, because you're comparing this game obviously to Red Dead Redemption 2, which I think is pretty unjust.
Well, I'm not comparing it to
oh,
that. All I'm saying is,
well, put this.
that's a narrative, bro. That's all I'm
Right,
saying.
right, put this.
You can't
Put it in.
compare Red Dead
I know,
to this
I know,
game.
I know you can't. I know you can't. But what I'm saying is, for a game which apparently only 80 people worked on, only 80 people
No,
worked on this
80 people,
game.
that's impressive. This game's very
Yeah,
impressive. Well, then hire a goddamn writer. Hire someone to write your damn game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you agree that this game could have had a better narrative and characters
completely.
you cared more
Yes,
about?
completely.
Do you
I
think
completely
this game
agree.
should
Yeah.
have an hour more of cutscenes that develop characters and make you care about them? Or should this game just be a co-op fun thing?
For its purpose of being a couch co-op adventure, which is
You'll
what it
say
is,
no. You're gonna say no.
I would agree on the aspect that this game's weakest point is the story and its narrative.
It is.
Yes, it is. I completely
It
agree.
is. Yeah.
And it's therefore, if that were increased, if that score in that area increased, then yes, it would be a much better game. I completely agree with you there. That does not take away the fact that because of this game's gameplay mechanics and the fact that it is a fun game, it does not make it a 7.5. That is my only disagreement with your score. That's it.
I was a 7.5 to an 8.
You know,
I was a
7
7.5
Yeah.
to an 8. And I
Right.
really think this game is good. There's no reason to say this game's bad.
I'm always getting upset. Yeah, I know. It's
okay to disagree.
It's okay to disagree. Like,
The
you put it
quality
this way.
of this game is not okay, I'll say this. The quality of this game is not a 7.5, but in terms of my subjective enjoyment, it's like a 7.5 to 8. You know what I mean? The game quality is above what I would rate it, but I have to be real with how I enjoyed it. For me, this is my own subjective rating, and every person is going to have their own rating on everything. The only thing we can agree on, forever and always, is the quality of this game is not a 7.5. Do you agree? Subjective shit aside.
Subjective shit aside.
The quality and effort, the art of this game is not a 7.5. Do you agree?
With the art of this game is on a 7.5.
Yes, the art of this game, how they created it, the sounds, the animations.
It's above a 7.5.
Into the levels. Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
I have to go on. Just to interject a little bit. The only reason why I'm asking you these somewhat silly questions is because I'm trying to figure out your thought process when it comes to your gaming, like scoring games.
Both. It's a bit of both though, because at the end of the day, no single fucking person out there is going to rate this game based on the quality of the game without their own enjoyment. You have to enjoy the game to rate it a certain way.
Right.
If I don't think Split Fiction, do I agree that Split Fiction is an incredible endeavor? Do I think it's a great project that a lot of people made something special out of? 100%.
Yeah.
Do I think this game is the most enjoyable thing I've ever played? No.
No, it's
do
the
I
same.
think those two ratings are different? Yes.
Yes. So, all right. One final question, all right, because we need to wrap it up here. Do you disagree that on majority, when I say majority, I'd say literally nearly everyone has rated this game in like the 90s, like the 90%? Loads of people are rating this game 9+,
If you
90+.
want to talk about
just overall score, do you disagree with them? Do you disagree with them?
I disagree. I don't know. Actually, I do know. I don't think I could give this game a 9 because how the fuck is it even close to Red Dead Redemption? How is it close to any of these other games that are 9s?
Because you're comparing it. Because you can't compare the game. It's unjust.
In terms of quality, it is probably like a 9. I said that. I said that though.
Yes.
In terms of quality, Red Dead's a fucking 10 or an 11 or 12 for sure. Like this game is well made. Do I think my enjoyment of the game is a 9? No. Do I think the quality of the game is a 9? Sure. I said that initially when I talked about it.
Yeah.
The first thing I said was this game is above the rating I'm going to give it. This game is literally, as a work of art, it's a very high rating. The technical shit, the artistic shit that went into this is so much more than my own personal enjoyment. So do I agree that everyone on Steam gave this game a 9 point something? Is that justified? Yes. Did they enjoy it as a 9 point something though? That's the question.
So what you're saying is then, again, correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm saying is the only opinion that matters to you the most is your own.
Is what?
The only opinion when it comes to video games and stuff like that, the only opinion that matters the most is your own.
No, because everyone's entitled to their own ideas and
No.
great things
I'm
to do.
asking you. I'm asking you. Is the opinion, the overall opinion of a video game, is the only one that's most important to you is your own? So if I said to you that Red Dead Redemption 2 is not a good game, would you disagree with me?
Yes, I disagree with you.
Okay. So if I said to you, Madden or
Well, I disagree
NFL
with you.
2025 is a
If-
game of the year
I would
contender, would you
disagree with
disagree?
you, but I can't say you're wrong. I would say I disagree with that statement, sure, but that's your own subjective opinion. People hate Red Dead Redemption. I love Red Dead Redemption. But we can all agree that Red Dead Redemption is a work of fucking art. There is no one on this planet who's going to sit there and say Red Dead isn't a 9 or a 10 in terms of quality of game. You can say it's not a fun game, but you can't say it's not a game that isn't incredible in terms of its development. That's what I'm saying. That's the same thing as like with Split Fiction. Is I have my own subjective enjoyment rating versus the artistic quality rating of the game. Does that make sense? They're two separate things. If you could somehow be this objective, reviewer and everything is just perfect or it's trash solely based on what goes into a game, okay, maybe, but that's not who we are as people. We always like something or dislike something, and usually ratings are about that,
No, I agree. I do agree. And I'm not saying that this game is on the same level as Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm not saying that this game or any game like this should even be in the same sentence as Red Dead Redemption 2 or Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk or anything like that.
This game, in terms of quality, though, is very fucking good. The animations, all of the different levels, all of the work that went into this game was worth the effort.
Oh yeah,
It was worth the effort. This game came out incredibly. It's a work of art. This game is incredible looking, and it sounds great, and everything. The story is the weakest part for sure. It's a pile of shit. Well, not a pile of shit. It's just not. It's not too in depth. I don't think it's deep enough. But, anyways, yeah, that's where I stand.
No, I'm not disagreeing with your score from your opinion. I'm disagreeing with your score because I think you're a bit deluded. That's all. Like
Deluded.
yeah, because I think
How
no.
am I deluded?
Now I know I
need stories.
No.
You're the ones, bro. You
hold on. You didn't even let me finish. Would you like to know why? Would you like to know why?
Why?
Right.
Why?
Here's the reason why. You have played over 10 years of League of Legends and it's completely rotted your brain.
100 fucking games in 7 months.
That's because
And
of
we've
this.
looked at every one of them.
Yeah, because of this particular marathon, which you thought was going to end by December. Yeah.
Okay, so wait, so you don't value the stories in games. You just care if the game is fun to play.
If the game, well, again, just to beat a dead horse. Yes, if a game is fun to play, it is a good game because it's essentially the core narrative of a game. You go into right? You hypothetically and 10 of game writers are in a room. Your number one goal should be make this game fun. Because if it's not a fun game, people will get bored and stop playing it.
I agree, but games need, bro. It's the union of different things that makes a game great. It's not one aspect of the game that defines the game. It's the union of the writing, the mechanics. It's the art. It's everything. All of those different parts need to come together to make a game great. You can have fun
agree.
gameplay and a shallow narrative.
I agree. Okay, but this is where
The game needs to be fun. I do agree, though. The game needs to be fun. If the game isn't fun to play, then most people are going to bow out. If the game isn't fun to play, then yeah, they're not going to like it. Sure, but like at the same time, I mean, you can sometimes say, hey, this game wasn't the most exciting, but the story was dope as fuck.
Okay. So do you agree with me then that this is why The Last of Us 2 gets a lot of hate? Because while the story is great in inverted commas,
I have a loyal fan blaming the British. He says he only cares about gameplay, and that for him can even give a 10 out of 10. Yours is gameplay and history makes a 10. Rainsdon's approach to games is more narrow.
yeah, it is more narrow, and the reason why it's more narrow is because I have excellent taste.
Bitch, you eat British food. You eat snails and dirt.
Right.
Taste. You got no taste buds left.
No, it's true. No, it's true. Right. I don't. When you can name your top 10 favorite games of all time, and I will likely agree with them.
What's your favorite game?
My favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3. Well
Yeah.
done.
Okay, I haven't played that yet. I can't say anything. Everyone says that game's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then follow closely,
And why
very
is that
closely.
Game, though? Why is that game good? Why is that game good?
Why is that game good? Okay. So bearing in mind, this is from the perspective of when it came out. Okay. So lore-wise, incredible. Story-rich, driven game. Yeah.
Okay, so you literally just fucked your own. no
No,
shit.
I
The
haven't.
narrative. That's why the game's so
right.
great.
So the reason why
narrative, the gameplay, the characters.
Yeah. No, I'm leading with that point first, just so I can hook you in, right? So.
Okay, so you gaslight me. Go ahead.
No, I'm not gaslighting you because this is why. Right. So right. Put it this way: The Witcher 3 is great. Okay, simply because it's an ode, it's like Split Fiction, and it's an ode to its fan base. Yeah. So, if there's a very good Broke Plank, if he was here, he would obviously, give a better example and answer because I am literally tired as fuck at the moment. So basically, The Witcher 3 is an amazing game because it's literally the prime. Hang on a minute. I don't know. What's this? To quote Reggie, if a game isn't fun, why bother? Yeah, exactly. So I think the reason why The Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games is because from start to finish, I was never bored. And once I completely finished the game for the very first time, I was left with that empty feeling. Like, now what? Now what?
Welcome to Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
welcome to...
Yeah, exactly.
Did you feel that for
Exactly.
Split Fiction?
Say again?
Did you feel that for Split Fiction, that you felt empty inside?
No, because it's not really a story. It's not really. Yeah. It's not. No, it's because. Well, it's because Split Fiction is a niche game. It's a niche game. It's a niche game. Split Fiction is a niche game. It's a niche game.
Fiction is a niche game. Bitch, this game is so shallow a fucking baby can play it.
No, niche, as in it's very unique. It's a pinpoint game. Like you can't compare it with anything else because nothing else to compare it to.
What about The Witcher?
Well, you can compare that to Cyberpunk, Red Dead Redemption 2, The Last of Us 2, Alan Wake, single player offline RPGs. Yeah, they're literally the best genre of video game ever. And if anyone disagrees with me, you're wrong. You're simply wrong.
Okay, well, calm down. Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see.
Right, you've got The Witcher 3. You've got The Witcher 3 coming up, haven't you? Where is it?
1, 2, and 3.
Right,
He's
one.
contradicting himself. You know what? He is. The first thing he opened up with is the story of Witcher is amazing.
Yeah,
He just
because that's
said it
hooking
doesn't-
you in. That's hooking you in. The gameplay is great as well. The gameplay is great as well. The gameplay is great.
That's what makes a great game.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at the same time, I can understand Split Fiction is not a bad game. It set out to do what it had to do. I just wish the story was a little bit more in depth for my personal taste. I wish there was more to care about. But at the same time, they probably don't want you to care about the game. They want you to care about the fun you had with the person you were playing with.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
That's what the game is. It's couch co-op. Yeah. So all that stuff had to be a bit shallow for everything else to flourish. Sure. But I
guys,
still wish
just
there
pause
was
it.
something
I
more
just
to
need
care about.
to address a few things in chat here. Right, just we're not having an argument. We're both respecting each other's opinion. This is not a debate. We just
Respect you. Fuck
yeah,
you. Go eat your dirt.
right. And then
You
what's
British
this?
bastard.
What, someone else here.
I'm
What was
kidding.
that? What was
Sorry,
that?
you're good.
No, it's fine. It's
I was
fine.
kidding.
I mean, from a Canadian, that's
I'm
a
sorry.
compliment. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
I think what Rainsdon is trying to say is that Split Fiction is not trying to deliver an experience to games like RDR2, but is now lost in the source. Yeah, pretty much. Bro, I've been awake for like 14 hours, alright, and it's like 2:30 in the morning here. Right. So, right, well, what I'm saying is, all right, from what I'm saying is, okay, this is my entire point boiled down to the salt, okay. Games win Game of the Year for a very specific reason. It's because, like you said, they hit the nail on the head for every single thing, like fun.
And they
gameplay,
resonate with
yeah.
more people.
And they
They
resonate,
with
yeah.
more people.
Yeah, exactly. And whoever gives Game of the Year awards more money, that as well. So I'm trying to think of a constructive sentence here, but it's very difficult. The
Game Awards are all.
It's corrupt. Yeah.
I don't think Split Fiction. I do believe Split Fiction can win Game of the Year, and I believe that's solely based on it being able to be in everyone's game.
Yeah, and I understand that, and
It doesn't mean the game is the GOAT.
No, of course
Not
not.
necessarily, but it means that it connects with more people on such an easy level. You know, that's really what it is. It is a fun game. It is every genre. It's you say zero chance. I mean,
It's
I
not
don't know. I
going.
don't even know what game.
So I put it. It will win an award. What award it will win, I don't know, but it won't win Game of the Year. Claire Expedition 33 is likely going to win Game of the Year unless Death Stranding 2 just comes out of the woodwork as one of the best games ever made. But yeah, that's the only so far looking ahead. Death Stranding 2 is the only game this year that is capable of beating Expedition 33.
Once you play Expedition 33, you'll throw this game into the trash bin. The thing
Well,
is, though,
yeah, obviously
here's
that's
here's the,
yeah.
here's the thing. But you know what? They're not really the same quality of game.
Yeah, it's
One of them
unfair
is
to
meant
compare
be
them.
Fun. It is unfair. It is completely unfair.
It's unfair to compare them. Yeah.
I really respect Split Fiction for standing by what it needs to be. Split Fiction doesn't need to change at all. Subjectively, I liked it a little bit less because it wasn't as in depth, but that's not what the game was meant to be. The game, press 1 if you believe in this. Press 1 if you believe this. Did Split Fiction deliver what the game set out to deliver?
Yeah,
A couch co-op game that stands with other games in its... I think it did. I think it completely did. I think it literally delivered exactly what it wanted to, and it didn't need to be anything else. And I think for that reason, it is that good. Yeah, exactly. Look at the reviews. Exactly. This wasn't a game that was over-promising a deep lore, a deep story. This is a game that if you love games, you're going to like this game because it has references to other things. If you like couch co-op, you're going to love it. This is a game that everyone can sit down with a buddy and play and enjoy. Even I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever. Just because subjectively, it's not my favorite type of game. But I do think this game is good for what it is. It's excellent.
I will say this, Tobias, just a foreshadow a little bit.
Story elevates the game to a masterpiece. Well, typically you do kind of probably create a mechanic and then go from there. Sure.
Actually, yeah,
Steady
Steady just made a great point. Like you
But
start
it
off with the
is
core
still-
fundamentals, and then the story is the outer
You know
ring.
what? You know what's so interesting is talk about Death Stranding. The core of the gameplay is delivering packages, yet the story is also incredible. Both things are super good in their own right, but they work together so well. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's always subjective, but I firmly believe if you want a masterpiece, the sum of its parts need to all be of that level. They all need to kind of be elevated by each other to a high. That's what I believe in for a great game.
Yeah.
And Split Fiction, I would say Split Fiction delivered exactly what it promised. But it's if you look at like say a seesaw.
Down the boomer. His
If you look at a
takes are worse
scale,
than DSP.
would you
I'd
say
rather
Split
watch
Fiction
Train to
is
Ride.
more on the shallow gameplay side without the depth? Would you agree that that's the case?
Would I agree that? Wait, hang on. Bad TTS.
The
Say that again.
skills aren't balanced; they're very teetered on one side.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because
Okay,
if
yeah,
you
exactly, for
that's
sure.
that's the definition of a balanced game. It has to be balanced throughout. You can't have it like superior one side and then inferior on the other side, because then
Well, that's what I'm saying.
that's what makes a niche game. That's what makes a niche game, which is what Split Fiction is.
Well,
It's
a
completely
little bit
weak
more.
it's completely weak on the story and the narrative, but it excels.
It
in
reminds me,
co-op
dude, how are
interactive
the
games.
stories in Mario and Donkey Kong and shit
I
like
haven't
that? Are they
fucking- I
anything to
haven't
write home about?
I haven't got a fucking clue. The last Mario game I played was on a Game Boy decades ago. Yeah, I can't give you the answer to that.
Mario's Peak. I can't really. It's hard for me to care about a game that doesn't care about its story. As much as I may like the gameplay, I need to care about the lore and the narrative to really think back and say, man, what a masterpiece of a game. No one's going to sit here and deny the art of the game we just played, Split Fiction,
God forbid
but
a
I
game
don't
is fun
think it is
only.
I don't think it's a perfect game.
God forbid a game is fun only.
But if the game is fun, is it actually good? If there's no story, but the game is enjoyable to press buttons in, is it memorable?
Wait, if
Are you going to care about it?
wait,
Is
hang
it
on.
something you take with you? Do you feel empty when you're done playing it?
If a
Do you know what I
game-
mean?
If a game, wait, say it again. If a game is fun, is it still good? Is what you just said? That's what you just said, right?
If a game is fun,
Yeah.
does that mean it's still going to be something you take with you? Something you care about in the future?
I'll put it this way. I have over 300 hours in Darkest Dungeon 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a fun game, despite the fact I know the story like the back of my hand. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But the story also probably complements that, and it makes it memorable. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know exactly
A
what you
bad
mean.
story can make it
Right.
memorable. You're right, though. A shit story can make a game very memorable.
A shit
You just
story,
sit
yeah,
down and laugh
like
and say, "What the fuck is
yeah,
this?"
yeah, exactly. No, I completely agree. A shit story does make a game memorable. Look at The Last
A
of Us
shit
2, for
story
example.
itself is unironically some. Well, I wouldn't say The Last of Us 2 has a shit story. I think it's a very human, basic one. I don't think it's a very the best. So The Last of Us 2, the story isn't really anything to write home about, but I think what the story has going on is enough to make it work with the gameplay. The gameplay's amazing. You know what's crazy? What would I say here? You know what? What would you? Okay, have you played The Last of Us 2?
No.
Okay, you can't answer this question then. The Last of Us 2 has my favorite gameplay in any game I've ever played. I'm going to stand by that. On grounded difficulty, I have never felt so drowned out in an apocalypse. It's fucking insane. That is my favorite gameplay of any game, and that's of course subjectively, completely subjectively. It is just perfect. Like it sells you on the apocalypse. It sells you on the narrative. It sells you on how miserable it is. Like The Last of Us 2
Isn't that
gameplay on the hardest difficulty is
so? Wait,
fucking
hang on a minute.
phenomenal.
Is that not based on the gameplay, but based on the atmosphere and level design? Slash world
Well, it's
design?
a bit of everything. It's the gameplay is what I'm saying. Like how the game is structured, how the difficulty plays into it. You know, one shot, one kill. The environment's up to you as to how you use it. You can approach firefights and situations differently. Everything just feels so grounded. The story in itself feels grounded. Although some of its parts work well enough for The Last of Us 2, in my opinion, to be like a 9. I think I gave the game a 9 anyways, like a 9, 9.5, some shit like that. It's like you don't need something so profound, but it needs to work. It needs to at least have some sort of decency to it.
The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 made me feel more miserable than any game I've ever played. 10 out of 10. I certified League of Legends player.
You know what though? But that is what makes you know what's so interesting about Miyazaki is he said people enjoyed his game too much and he had to go back and make it more miserable. It's sometimes you have to sell people on the narrative. You have to sell people, oh, not Miyazaki, sorry, Kojima. You have to sell people on, I don't know exactly as to what he changed. But if you're, like the stories matter so much in gaming. I'm not saying you sit down and play a movie game, but if you want to take an experience with you and say, oh my God, I remembered that. I remembered this thing. That usually starts with the narrative. That starts with the characters. That starts with you giving a fuck about more than just pressing 3 buttons. You know what I mean? Like the gameplay. Sorry, go on.
That's because that chapter right there. How you prefer The Last of Us gameplay and give Red Dead Redemption 2 a better rating.
Yeah, because Red Dead Redemption 2, the gameplay was great, but the story was infinitely cooler. The quality of like bro, the craziest thing about Red Dead Redemption, is I have never seen a game be so well fucking written with its characters to the point where you can sit down in an AFK camp and find that to be one of the most exciting things in gaming ever. Would you agree? Would you agree that sitting around a camp with a bunch of NPCs is some of the most insane things you've ever done in any game? The quality of the conversations, the characters, how lively everything is. It feels so fucking real. Everyone feels like a character in their own right. They're not like, some shallow, nonsensical thing. It's all drummed up. It's a little romanticized. They're all kind of crazy, but they're just so well written. It's so real. It's so just qualityed work. Would you agree?
To an extent, I agree.
Like,
to an extent, because then that relies on the writing. Then that relies on the writing. If the writing is poor, if the writing is poor, then that's when it scales off.
And
so
then you could say, hey, well, why does the gameplay? Well, you said the gameplay matters the most. The reason Red Dead was so amazing wasn't the fucking gameplay. It was the story.
Baldur's
It was
Gate
the
3 counts.
characters.
Yeah.
It was the writing.
So yeah, so you've got Baldur's Gate 3 coming up, right?
Yeah.
So based on everything you have just said, everything, everything.
Baldur's Gate should be good. Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate 3 will, if right, this is based purely on what you said over the past hour, okay? Baldur's Gate 3 will be your best game ever played, based on everything you've just said.
Well,
everything.
That's subjective. Subjectively,
No,
it's
no,
still
no.
subjective.
I'm taking this. I'm taking this from the horse's mouth. Everything, your opinion, everything that you have said, everything. Baldur's Gate 3 will be better than Red Dead Redemption 2. That is from your opinion.
Does Baldur's Gate 3 have better characters than Red Dead?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it does.
Really?
Yes, it does.
Really?
Yes,
Memorable
it does.
characters, not ones that just want to fuck each other.
No,
Fuck
it does.
bears.
No, it does. And it all depends on who you pick. You basically pick the characters that, and then right. Put it this way: I'm not going to spoil anything, but one of the characters. What do you mean no? What? No, what do you mean no? Right.
Everyone said no. Go on.
Right. Everyone's saying no is because they probably didn't even complete the game, right? But they probably said no because they probably just rushed the game.
You know what though? It is subjective. It's completely subjective. All
RDLC
we
is
yap
more
about. Well, the thing about I hope it's more human. How the fuck can Baldur's Gate?
Actually, all right. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. If all right, let me rephrase the question then. Let me rephrase the question of what you said. So instead of are there more memorable characters in Baldur's Gate 3 than there is in Red Dead Redemption 2? Then again, it depends purely on your gameplay style and choice. Because if you invest time.
Sorry, go on.
If you invest time in character development in Baldur's Gate 3, you are heavily rewarded with literature, narrative, and the story-driven arc.
I agree. I'm 99% sure that you're correct. One sec. All right. No, you're right though. I'm 99% sure. Baldur's Gate 3 has the narrative, has the gameplay, has the characters. I haven't played the game yet, so I can't be sure. I can't just say Red Dead's the GOAT and then Baldur's Gate, oh, it's not as good.
Mass Effect characters are better than Baldur's Gate 3. Mars, ban that guy. Just ban him. Just get him out of here.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Everyone likes what they like, and the majesty of Red Dead Redemption.
I think it's subjective.
Is that they made it is subjective completely, but I'm
because
going to
it's
say
based
this
on personality.
before I go, but no one can deny that Red Dead is not a fucking amazing game, though.
Of course. Yeah.
You have to admit it is a marvel of a fucking game. The
of course.
work and effort that went into it.
Yeah,
exactly.
8 years, 2,000
in
plus
terms
people.
Of how you like it. Yes, in terms of how you like the game, that's completely up to you. But objectively, it's a good game. The reason Red Dead is such.
Go
on.
I was going to say, did you play GTA 5?
No.
No. Okay. Go.
The craziest thing about Red Dead to me is it is the most mundane shit ever. Yeah, it's the West. It's the Wild West. Things are a bit crazy and hectic. But the coolest thing about Red Dead is they made human beings the coolest things in gaming ever. I've never seen a game write with its characters, act with its characters, care for its characters so much than in Red Dead Redemption. And they're just people. They have made human beings the coolest thing ever in a game. You can have Master Chief, you can have this, you can have that from what we've seen. Fucking giant crazy things in Dark Souls. And yet, even after all of that, even after the spectacle, they still aren't as memorable as like Micah Bell or Dutch or Arthur or John Marston, right? That is the majesty of Red Dead. Is they wrote, in my opinion, so far, the coolest characters in gaming, and they're just people.
So yeah, no, I don't disagree. I don't disagree, and basically what you're summarizing is that Red Dead Redemption 2, and like how you rate games is based on how well you'd watch it as a TV series.
Who the fuck said that?
You did.
Who the fuck said that? Oh well, to be fair, the writing though, well that's a big part of gaming is you have to care about the story.
Okay. All right. So,
I think
all right.
you
So,
do.
so Tobias Fate rates his video games and his TV series on the same
Well, I rate my
on the same
games
graph,
based
right?
on the story, the gameplay,
Okay.
everything. If it works, if it,
No,
bro, I love the
I'm
gameplay
just
of
glad we came to
Battlefield.
that summary. I'm just glad we came to that conclusion that you rate video games and TV series on the same bar graph,
Bro,
same
what
bell
you say?
curve.
I
Okay,
listen.
that's all I
I
need to know.
gave
That's
Death
all I need to
Stranding
know.
a 9.5. I
That's
gave
all I
Death
need to
Stranding
know.
a 9.5. Death Stranding is UPS Simulator in America, and that game was compelling as fuck in its gameplay and its story.
I know I didn't play Death Stranding, so I can't agree or
Yeah.
disagree. All I know is right. We're just two completely different gamers. I play games for fun and gameplay. You play games
So do
for
I.
story narrative driven B movie experiences. That's fine. It's a whole hand argument. If you hold your hand out to me, if I hold my hand out to chat, what do they see? They see the palm of my hand.
They
But I
see a
see,
fucking hoof.
yeah, they see the palm of my hand. But I see the back of my hand. It's still the hand. It's still the same hand. It's still the same argument. It's still
Wash
you see
wash
that
your damn hands. You got mutated hands, bro.
you
You got tentacle fingers.
you see the palm of my hand. I see the back of my hand. It's still the hand. It's just that's it. So this is a video game.
We're gonna settle this right now. Let's settle this subjectively in chat. Do you want a game that has great narrative, great gameplay, and all these other aspects, or do you just want a game that needs to be good as a game? Press 1
Wait, what?
for the first one, 2 for the second one. Go.
That's no. Don't answer that. That's you no. Hang on a minute. If you're gonna answer this, ask the question properly. Right here it is. Press
Go.
right. Press 1 if you prefer a video game that is a story adventure, right? Or press 2 if you prefer a video game that's about gameplay and interactive experience.
Yeah, but 1 can also become 2.
And 2
That's
can
what
also
I'm
become
saying.
1. 2 can easily become 1. But you've asked the question, would you
But
revert either or?
that's what I'm saying. You say you value the game more than anything. But I think what makes a great game isn't if it's just a good game to press buttons in, but the sum of its parts. The story, the music, everything.
Yeah, so but now you've turned a black and white answer. You've turned a black and white question into a grey area.
Oh my
You
god.
you asked
Listen,
chat
great
which one do you
have is
prefer,
the
and you said no.
right
I'm gonna mix them all up.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna say this. Red Dead's the greatest game ever made. Suck my fucking Canadian dick. I'm going to sleep. Rainsdon, it
Yeah,
was good,
please,
sir.
yeah,
What do you give
yeah,
this
yeah,
game?
yeah. It's good.
So at the end of it all, what do you give this game?
I'm giving it a solid. I'm not giving it a 9. I'll probably review this again tomorrow when I stream the rest of Stellar Blade. But
Okay, so what do you rate this game?
well, I rate this game simply based on the game itself. No other comparison, just on the game
No,
itself.
you have to rate the game entirely. Go.
I gave it like a high 8. I gave it a high 8.
Valid. Yeah, I'd say I'm at like a 7.58 to be honest.
Yeah, I will say this though: you should play Stellar Blade. It's good. It's a great game.
Oh my, go whack off, bro. You
No.
goon ass.
See, again, yes, you're looking at it again. You're looking at this at a surface level, behind the
Then
ass
why
and
create characters
behind
that
the
look
ass,
like-
behind the ass and tits. There is a good gameplay and fun mechanics.
Right, because that's why you play it.
Yeah, it is. I like the action adventure. I like the combos you can create. Yeah, and it has a good. It has twice. It has a great story.
All right, no, that's fair. Stop your gooner defense. You know what? I will say this though. I actually think this game is. I would say Split Fiction's around like an 8. To be honest, I'd say it's an 8.
I gave when I played on PS5 last
Six,
year.
eight.
I gave it an 8.2. So yeah. And to be honest, I don't think my opinion is going to change. It'll be around the mid 8s, I reckon. But if,
From a 7 to an 8. No, it was a 7. I said it was a 7.5 to an 8 always. That's what I initially said too. That's the first rating I gave it, a 7.5 to an 8. I'm still at that.
I will
gave
say
it a
this though.
7.5.
I will say this though, right? You can gaslight your chat as much as you want, but you won't be able to do it to my chat. My chat know what a real gaming score looks like, and they know what a real gamer looks like. All right, they don't look at someone who's like 10 years addicted to League.
A Brexit hobgoblin who has 3 teeth. You freak.
So, again,
Not an 8-foot-tall Canadian jacked man.
see, I know you're taking the piss, like, but to make it personal means you can't answer it, right? That's why.
Well, I'm having a
that's
laugh.
why everyone should go to www.twitch.tv/Rainsdon, follow his channel, and then tomorrow they'll see an actual god gamer and not a dog tamer.
Wait, you say a god gamer? Didn't you get fucking soft locked out of every Souls game because you said it was too hard?
No. I just
And
didn't
you
find
talked
the.
about only
No.
enjoying games for the sake of gameplay. Didn't you get
It's-
filtered out? You said you
I
literally
did.
used that
Yeah,
word, filtered.
I did.
You
It
got
was too hard.
filtered out of
Yeah,
a
it was too hard.
Dark Souls game.
Yeah, it was too
And
hard.
you call yourself a god gamer, bitch? Go play your gooning games then. Right? You. No wonder you like Split Fiction so much. Goo goo gaga. Goo goo. Split Fiction. You know what?
I'm
all
old.
of it's valid,
Spice,
bro. Don't even worry
Spice,
about it.
Spice.
No.
Reality check. It's gonna happen to you, bud. As soon as you hit the
No,
age of
you're-
as soon
what
as you hit
happened-
32, it kicks in. I swear to you,
Listen,
it
Graham,
kicks in.
I'm 90. I'm 64.
Yeah.
I'm 64 tomorrow.
This goes to
Hey,
everyone.
I'll say this, bro. You know what?
Oh, it is your birthday,
Banter
wasn't it?
aside, banter aside, bro, I had fun. Legit.
Yeah, I had fun
that
too,
was a
man.
great game.
Yeah,
That was
and-
good. Yeah,
I'd like to thank Anime Titan for recommending it as well.
it was good. No, it was 100% worth the gameplay. It was a great game. I was above average in a game for sure. And you know what I suggest? I think at the end of the day, would you suggest somebody to go play Split Fiction?
If they have someone to play with, yes.
That's the only way to